You're listening to a Countout Podcast.
What it is, what's up, and welcome everyone to Okada's Shorts. That's right. We've been through a marathon run of episodes. In fact, we've done more episodes in our G Wandering series than we'd just done in regular podcasts before we had even begun. But now we've come to the end. It's time to talk about the finals, it's time to talk about the semi-finals, and it's time to talk about who won the G Wandering. And I got to tell you, man, it feels good to bring it home. It feels good that the title is going to be in this house. And I did the one thing that any real man does. He sends his wife to win it for him and fucking takes the title, running out the side. Nobody saw it coming. My Queen Charmel, I'm King Booker. Fuck you guys. So there we go. It's done. Title revealed. So, before I further ado, before I get too fucking hyped like I am, I want to introduce first my good friend, the one and only Curtis Spears, Job Squad City. How you going, my man?
Hey, man. I may be the low man on the totem pole here, but at least I made the game. It's my first time.
You did.
Everybody fails their first time.
Yeah, exactly.
Hanare only got one win.
Yeah, exactly.
It happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
It was still a dominant showing.
Tanahashi.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be great.
And you were true to yourself.
So
you know what I mean? You didn't sell out. I went heel in this one. and pulled in assistance, whereas you did it by yourself and you used your fighting spirit, and I respect that.
I use my heart.
Yeah,
I use my heart.
Exactly.
Okay?
And you know what? I respect it. Speaking of hearts, and somebody I know that doesn't have one, we have a very special guest today. He's the first ever longest reigning and recently dethroned G Wandering champion. It is the man known as Travis Della Costa. If you're a long-term Faces and Feels fan, you would know him from back in the day and his victory in the G Wandering contest. How are you today, Travis?
I don't want to talk about it.
coming in with fire.
If you've brought in outside assistance, does that mean Amy is dick to go?
Basically, yeah. I would say so.
No, you're Dick Togo.
Oh, yeah, I'm Dick Togo. She's evil. She's actually the person winning the matches. I did the nut punch and a garrote on somebody, and she's the winner. That's what it is.
I feel like I got nut punched and garroted after seeing how low I fell. I was neck and neck with you for like the entire thing, just to end up at the fucking bottom.
It's brutal. So like when you actually look at the numbers, there was a run there where like I was ahead, and then Amy won 11 straight. Picked 11 straight matches, just like dun, 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 dun. It was like, yo, there's no stopping it. And
that big night of 8 was that was it was all over after that.
Exactly. And I think she nearly got all of those too. And then honorable mention to Momo as well, who made our great spreadsheet, but also finished second. Both of them don't actively watch wrestling. It's like, we are wrestling podcasters. Travis is actively always watching, AEW and things like that. The girls just watch New Japan with me when I make them, and they beat us quite handily. So congratulations to them, and congratulations to Amy, G Wandering champion. She would not come on this podcast. I tried to make it.
obviously the more you watch New Japan, the worse your chances of winning are. Because when I won, I didn't know shit. And I thought, I was like, oh, who's this Hiroki Goto guy? Yeah, I'll put a bunch of points into him. We'll see what happens.
God, don't even
Now I know
start on
more.
Goto.
Look how far I've fallen.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's about
Ghetto fucking on me.
I think like I definitely overthought some of it, like, and you see it at the end because I was doing it all, and then at the end you're trying to tell stories. You're like, well, at this point, this person won't have picked up many wins, so he's going to have to get an upset over Shingo. No, bitch, he's already beaten most people in the block, and now he needs to come crashing down. And I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, it's like the exact opposite of what you were thinking was going to happen. Like, my goodness, the idea of that D block just absolutely kicking all of us in the dick over and over and over again.
It was brutal.
And the worst part is we didn't even get Operation 7-Way Chaos.
No.
Like, I wanted that 7-way match so bad.
That would have been hot. Well, let's put this show back on the rails because I've immediately derailed it the second it's done. Tell the people who we are, Curtis, and let's start talking about the actual G1.
Yeah, buddy. Well, I'm your good friend Curtis Spears. That right there, that's your bad friend Rafe Houston. This is the new friend, and
worst friend.
I wouldn't say worst friend.
I mean what?
I would.
Tell me this if you want to say worst friend, Curtis. What was the first thing that Travis said to you in the message group when he woke up?
Threatened to punch my pug.
He did. He threatened to buy a plane ticket and fly to Britain to punch your pug. Is the first message he ever wrote to you. So I could say worst friend.
The first thing I ever said to him was, "Hey, I heard you lost G1 during Sucka." So I mean, like,
you guys are off to a flying start.
Yeah, I mean, he says that he woke up and chose violence. I think it's like I kind of woke him up and chose it for him.
Yeah,
so, I'll forgive it. It's okay. But so we are collectively known as the International Wrestling Grand Prix, the Kings of Pod style, the Okada Shorts podcast. What it do?
What it do? I'm excited for this one, man. Despite, I mean, I don't think I was like in love with the layout of G1 this year, but I definitely really enjoyed the tournament. And it's funny because G1 is known for, these big, 5-star, 6-star matches and stuff. I'm not even sure there were that many of those in this tournament, but I feel like the whole tournament as an entity was really fun. Like there was always things going on, and I just really enjoyed it.
I'm pretty sure there were quite a bit. When you think of how long the G1 was and how many of the 5-star matches they actually had, like, or what would be considered 5-star matches they had, like, spread out throughout the contest, I'm pretty sure there were a lot. We can go through and like talk about our favorites from the show, our favorites from the entire tournament, and you'll see how many of those, like, you'll go, oh shit, yeah, that was fucking good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it may just again
we
be
think
a
all
victim of the layout. Yeah.
If we think all the way back to the first night, Will Ospreay and ELP.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking good. And it feels like that was a fucking 100 years ago, man.
It does. And again, I think it comes back to that layout thing, right? When it's AB, you can kind of track it in your mind, but because this one was so chaotic with the nights constantly changing and alternating and stuff, I don't even really know who was in what block. You know what I mean? Like I do from the sheet, but it's kind of hard to track their progress in my mind, like in that way. So,
well, yeah, like Tom Lawler almost, I think it was almost 2 weeks before he had his first match. Like, that's ridiculous.
It's bullshit. Yeah, it was a weird choice. Wild. But yeah, we'll I wonder what they'll do next year. Whether they'll keep this or whether it'll just slide back into like the original format.
I like the idea of them messing with it a little bit. I like the idea of them trying new things. This, unfortunately, I think was, I don't want to say a failure. I don't think it was good. I like you said, it was hard to keep track of who was leading the blocks and things like that. Oh, well, this guy, this guy's got 6 points, but that guy's also got 6 points, but this guy's had 4 matches where that guy's only had 3. Like, I don't fucking need that, man. This shit comes on at 9 a.m. I get off work at 7 a.m. I come home 8:30 in the fucking morning. I'm eating a bowl of fucking oatmeal, sitting down, trying not to fall asleep. And I'm like, Well, how many fucking matches has Jonah had?
Yeah.
I don't need that shit, man. Put the dude on the TV, let him fucking smush somebody, and let me fucking go to sleep happy because I win the G1 during next year.
Yes.
That's what I want.
That's what we're going to hope for. How
my
did you
question-
find it, Travis? Yeah.
I to be honest, I enjoyed it because again, last year, or not, it wasn't last year, it was 2 years ago, man.
Yeah.
COVID. But I remember B Block not giving a shit about anything happening on B Block last time, and I don't remember who was in there. I think it was
That was Tanahashi and Naito and
Tai Chi. I think was in there maybe. No, he must have been A Block because he and Coda had that kicking battle.
Yeah.
oh, that was so good.
But I remember like there's entire nights where I was like, I don't give a shit about anyone on this card because the only people I know are Kota Ibushi, Okada, and there was one other person. Hiroki Goto, I think, was in somewhere, and I only knew
started
of him
on
because
that
of
motherfucker too.
But no, I didn't mind this one. Like it didn't bother me too much. Like I wasn't watching it religiously, like you guys had to do your podcast. So it didn't bother me too much.
We didn't have to. We chose to. We chose this life. We took this burden upon ourselves and drug it to the mountaintop. That shit, we did that to ourselves. It's true.
The fact that I not only did it to myself again, but the fact that I did it to a friend is the real harsh part about the G1 concept.
Maybe you're the worst friend, yeah.
Maybe I am the worst friend in hindsight. But yeah, that's a valid point, because it did keep it fresh. Like every night sort of would have something cool on it. You didn't have those really dry nights. Like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
What I was going to say, and again, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I know New Japan don't really give a shit too much about having to protect certain people in the blocks. Like people are there someone's going to lose.
Yeah.
Does having it in this format where there are less matches going on, does it give them more of an opportunity to put more people in and help them coming out a little bit stronger as opposed to just an A and a B block where it ends up being a lot more losses?
Yeah, I would say so, because you can kind of look at most guys' tournament and I don't think anybody came out as like the loser of G1 this year, because even somebody that didn't take many wins, like Hanare only got one win, but you can't look at his performance in that tournament and say that he's the loser of G1. You know what I mean? He was in a monster block and he put on like a monster performance. Like, and like I feel like it was a coming out and party for him, and he only had like one win. You know, whereas in previous ones you've definitely had like by the end of it you're like, well, Eugero's a loser, Chase Owens is a loser. You know. This did give everybody sort of an opportunity to shine, and it also gave the opportunity to have 4 winners. You know, 4 block winners was cool. Like Tama Tonga's not winning a block in any other scenario than a 4 block scenario. You know,
that's true. I think the thing about that is I don't mind the 4 block system. I would like a little bit more. I'd like it scheduled out a little bit more so we can have it a little bit more consistent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you think they needed
2 blocks per night would be fine?
Yeah. Do you think they needed like a few more wrestlers so it could get to the point where you have each night just has 4 matches from each block? You know what I mean? Whatever that math works out to, whether it's an extra 4 guys per block or whatever. I'm not smart enough to know what that would be. But you know what I mean? Where it's like you still got A night, B night, C night, D night, each has 4 matches on it, exactly the same as it has, but it's like block by block.
That'd be 36. That'd be fucking, or I'm sorry, 32. That'd be fucking fantastic, because then you could have eight people per block.
Yes.
4 blocks. So you'd have 4 undercard tag matches from A, B, or C, and then D night would have all 4 of the D block matches.
There you go. So they just need 4 more wrestlers, basically. 4 more wrestlers, and that maths works.
Let's go ahead and start fantasy booking for next year. Who do we? Is it too early to start?
Yeah. Bryan Danielson's taking the whole thing.
Oh man. Oh, I'd give.
If New Japan can cheer by then.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I mean, they've been cheering as it is. They're cheering for Jonah every time.
Next year they'll at least announce that they're starting to ease the restrictions. You know.
Apparently, their next tour that they're doing, there's 2 dates at Kurukan Hall where they're allowed to cheer. They're listing
Yeah,
the
so
band
they're
for
gonna have
those 2 shows.
smaller crowds so that some of the crowd can cheer.
That's awesome. They'll be popping off. That's going to be really cool.
That's not starting until the 2nd of September. So like, what are we going to talk about in the next episode?
We're going to have a break, I reckon. Hey, real quick about the, cheer crowds or lack of cheer crowds. It can be hard in New Japan with, clap crowds and all that kind of stuff. Do you think, though, that has led to this G1? New Japan don't own that. That one's mine. We own that. But do you think that has led to some of the very special moments being even more powerful when the crowd has started to cheer and they're not supposed to? So let's talk about
Absolutely.
Okada versus Jonah. When that crowd starts to roar, when he hits that power bomb, Black Forest bomb, starts to climb that turnbuckle, and the crowd audibly starts to roar when they're not supposed to. Is that moment more
Especially
powerful because they're not allowed to? You know what I mean? Because it felt
Especially
like
the Japanese crowd is like they seem to actually respect the rules over there. Like in
Yeah.
America, I wouldn't imagine you could even have a no cheering rule in the first place.
No.
Nope.
But yeah, when Japan, it's so quiet, and then you have quiet enough to have fucking Juice listening to commentary and responding. But yeah, then you kind of start hearing when Ospreay went to do the V trigger, and the crowd realized what he was doing.
Yeah.
And just it grows, and you go, oh shit, like.
Yeah, it's because they're taken by it. Like, they're not making that choice. They're actually in that moment, like, really, like, oh shit, like it's just coming out of them, even though they're not supposed to.
They respect the rules, and they know they're not supposed to be doing it, and yet something so insane happens that it makes the Japanese crowd break the rules.
Yeah,
it's good shit.
Like that's the thing. Like, you've got him. You've got him in the palm of your fucking hands.
Yeah.
At that point, Jonah knows. He knows the second he starts climbing the fucking turnbuckle that the crowd is living for whatever he's going to do. They're conditioned.
Yeah.
And they chanted out the 3 count as well, didn't they?
I think they might have.
That one.
I think they might have. Yeah, exactly. And that's huge as well. Or like when Jay White won the title and he's like yelling at them to cheer for him or whatever, and they started to like yell back at him and stuff like that. Like, he's like literally break the rules. They're doing it kind of thing, which is pretty crazy.
So great.
It's so great.
Do either of you guys, let's talk about the G1 like as a whole. Give me your MVP of the G1, Rafe. Tell me who you think you could not wait to see every single night that they wrestled, who had the best matches, who had the most impressive showing, like your MVP, the person that you fucking want to say the G1 hung on this motherfucker.
That's such a big call because I mean it's block by block, right? Like, there was actually a lot of unexpected people like that. Narrowing it down's really, really hard.
Well, let's go to the best block. What was the best block?
You would have to say, I mean, the D block chaos became really, really interesting, and the work rate out of that and the surprises out of that one, kept you very interested. But then I was also glued to A block as well because I was just very invested in Hanare. You know what I mean? I wanted to see him do well. He's somebody that I know.
C block.
Yeah. Hanare was C block. Hanare was C block. Yeah, exactly. So I was very interested in what he was doing, just like from a performance and watching him, come out of his shell and finally show what he could do, kept me very interested as well. So those two were probably the two I was looking at. But I mean, you can't say that you weren't like, keeping an eye peeking on what Jonah was going to do and, and things like that. I find it very hard to narrow it down.
Yeah, it is tough because there are so many talent when you have a field that wide. it's hard not to go, oh, this guy, but oh man, but this guy,
Yeah.
oh shit, this guy.
Yeah.
You know. Do you have an MVP, Travis?
I thought about this long and hard. I watched a lot of G1 yesterday because I hadn't been keeping up, and I was thinking about who my favorite was.
Tell me this.
I'm
Tell me
gonna
this. Did you watch a show and then listen to the G Wondering that we put out afterwards, and then watch the next show and then listen to the G Wondering? Did you do it in that sort of order?
No,
of course
not.
not. Why would you?
To G Wondering.
Why would you? Hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course not. I listened to G Wondering, and that's how I knew what was going on. No, I did watch matches here and there, but there was certain things like Eugero versus Yoshihashi. Actually, no, I did watch that one for some fucking reason. There were certain things where I was like, I don't give a shit about this. I'm going to skip this match. No, my MVP would be whoever was facing Tanahashi that night. And I was like, just beat that little bitch Tanahashi down so Rafe cries.
I thought you were meaning because Tanahashi makes everybody he's in the ring with look like a fucking star, and you're absolutely correct.
He does, because he can't move properly because of his joints.
What are you talking about? The man... I will get in this car and I will drive out to whatever fucking number you are in the 60 suburbs out this way and slap the taste out of him out. High fly flow you from the fucking front of your house. Next minute.
Your knees are as bad as Tanahashi's.
Not anymore. I'm injected with those steroids in my shoulder now, boy. I'm swinging.
Yeah, you climb up one hand at a time, just hop, hop, hop.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to lariat me.
God, this is off
to
the
be
rails
honest. As someone who didn't come in watching a lot of I don't watch New Japan regularly. I asked Rafe halfway through the G1, how does New Japan actually work in terms of content? Like it's not a weekly show, obviously, so how does it go? The person who I actually enjoyed the most, El Phantasmo, I think.
That's a good show.
Great answer.
And man, El Phantasmo.
I don't know that I would.
Fantastic tournament.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd say obviously I don't know if he had the best matches. Like he's obviously a few gears behind some of the other guys at points. But I just enjoyed him as a character. Him putting Juice's head through the table was glorious.
It was really good. Yeah, the stress and things like that in his face when he just saw, oh fuck, I got DQ'd against fucking Juice. What a shit bag. And you could just see the anger and the frustration. He was great that night. Fantastic.
Yeah. I'd probably go with more of a pick like that. I enjoyed a lot of the matches, but there was just I don't know, some of the stories didn't catch me quite as much. Again, I guess because I wasn't watching day to day. I kind of watching a lot of it in retrospect and picking and choosing matches that look interesting on paper, and then stuff that you guys had mentioned is funny as well, like Lawler versus Yano.
Oh, so. Lawler versus Yano was so funny.
I loved it. Was
it Lance on commentary for that one? And he's just sitting there and he's like, he pulls out Sister Act 1 and he goes, it's cool, but it's you gotta have the set, otherwise it's worth nothing. As Royce pulls out number 2, and he's got 2.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember somebody on commentary saying that and laughing about it.
Let's take a second.
Yeah.
Let's take a second to just talk about how awesome the commentary was for the G1. Not just Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton, who always knock it out of the park, but oh my god, the fucking wrestlers showed out this year.
They did. That was so good.
Archer was great. Yeah. Fucking one of my favorite moments on commentary the entire tournament. Fucking Chase Owens stands up talking shit, and Bad Dude Tito calls him a fucking nerd.
Yeah, nice shirt, nerd.
Nice shirt, nerd.
Was that when he was wearing that fucking
the US
Undertaker 9-line shit shirt? Is that what
it was just like a affliction
American
shirt or something like that
shirt
with an American flag on it.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
It was some straight up divorced dad energy fucking shirt, man.
He got that divorced dad bod.
Yeah.
He does have a divorced dad. You know what though? He's fucking got a better body than I do, so I ain't even gonna talk shit. He's got about the same hairline I do, though, so it's okay.
I got more hair and a better body, so yeah, he can get fucked.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Now that I've lost some weight, I think I might have a better body to chase Owens. I still don't know if I could move in a wrestling ring like he does, but
yeah, exactly. He was better. I thought he was better this tournament, actually, like compared to previous years. I thought he was quite good.
He was a lot of fun to watch. His matches with his match with Great Khan was a ton of fun. Out healing the United Empire, that was great. His match with Sonata, I would also say, was really good. The way that he was able to knock Sonata off balance by like bringing him up against the ropes in different and amusing ways was really cool. I mean, he's really good in the ring. I don't like looking at him. Something about him. I don't like his face. Smug aura. It bothers me.
On a personal level.
Yeah.
Reminds you of things that you don't want to know about people.
Yeah.
2 questions. What the fuck is wrong with Sonata's hair and beard? And 2, are United Empire actually a heel faction at this point, or are they tweener almost getting to face?
They're almost face. They're almost face at this point. Between Great Khan being an actual literal fucking vigilante, and like Will Ospreay being the most sympathetic baby face in the fucking world right now, yeah, they're about to be a fucking face faction real soon.
Yeah,
man.
even Hanare, like with his fighting spirit and stuff throughout his block and stuff like that, the crowd will behind him, and like people want to like cheer them.
It's wild when you look at Hanare's like his Twitter and his Instagram and stuff like that, and the dude just wants to be like a motivational speaker, and like some of it's a little bit toxic masculinity, but that's his whole shebang. And yeah, like he's very easy to get behind him, because he's like I can help you to do fucking better, man. We can go out, we can fucking achieve. Let's fucking go. And it's just like, yeah, let's fucking go, man.
Yeah, exactly. I've read some of Hanare's stuff and things like that. I think his Primal Bro stuff, without going too much into it, it's sort of like anti-toxic masculinity, but through masculinity. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to do something with it and find his own kind of thing, because he's like, don't be a fucking fuck boy, but you know, stand up and be something. So I mean, he's like writing a book at the moment. It's gonna be super, like, from what I could tell from his interviews, he comes across quite intelligent, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes out with.
And he's like shoot cool as fuck. Like you see the way he dresses, like
exactly.
Look, watching United Empire come out to the ring and looking fresh as fuck, and then you see them like seconding Ospreay, and they're just looking like they're ready for a Saturday night out at the pub.
Dude,
or a fancy pub.
Yeah.
How intimidating is it? Not only do you have to face Will Ospreay, but you look outside and there's Great Khan, fucking legit shooter Great Khan, fucking Jeff Cobb, like Olympic athlete Jeff Cobb, and Hanare, who will kick your fucking head off. Like,
they're
how
pretty
fucking intimidating is that?
Great Khan taking time out of his busy schedule of getting spanked in Vegas restaurants.
In between being Batman.
Like, yeah. He is Batman.
He is fucking wild.
He's ridiculous.
The Great Wayne.
Yes, absolutely. Great Wayne Manor. The Ocon signal goes up, and it's like just that question mark that he's got on his t-shirts and shit.
Yeah. He's got like, he's just got this like sleazy gangster energy, like when he's in his casual clothes, like he's got like one button done up, you know, like the entire thing open and stuff like that. He just looks like the coolest motherfucker.
Oh,
he looks like the main villain's primary bodyguard in the John Wick movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is. When he showed up in that G1 and he was wearing that pinstripe suit and shit like that, I was like, oh my God, Ospreay's gonna do like a Yakuza thing. It's gonna be fucking fantastic. And then he was like, oh, also I'm a fucking vampire.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I remember that. Yeah,
that was
was one of the few. I don't know if were we watching at the time, Rafe? Because I remember when Great Khan debuted.
Yeah, I think he was,
because he came out to. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but
destroyed Okada. Just fucking wrecked Okada. Yeah. So what was the biggest surprise that you guys saw? Like when you think back on this G1 and you're gonna go, oh man, remember this? How fucking crazy was that?
Geez. Probably, I mean, the Jonah win was really big. I don't know if it was necessarily a surprise because I knew something would, need to happen, and I sort of suspected it. But it still was a pretty big surprise. That and Tama beating Jay. Even when that happened, I didn't think that was even possible. I was like, oh no, Jay will go in and then he'll just kind of lose in the final. So that was a pretty big upset as well.
Yeah. What about you, Travis?
I'm honestly not sure, to be honest. Nothing really surprised me that much. Like if I jumped from the moment we did our tips to whatever night something surprising happened, I would have been surprised. But after like a couple of nights, I was like, okay, who knows what the fuck's going on? Like nothing's really that surprising anymore. Maybe just fucking Yujiro Takahashi taking the D block for a couple of nights. That might have been the most surprising thing.
Him racking up wins is surprising, yeah.
Let me have a quick scroll. I mean, Chase Owens not just being the pin boy. Maybe that was a surprise. I don't know.
The whole D block situation was a pretty big surprise, really.
It was.
I thought Shingo would come out of there as the winner.
D block representative.
Yeah.
I kind of had a feeling as well because of with Will holding the U.S. title, you wouldn't think that they'd put him as a block winner, but
yeah. I also thought Juice was going to be booked a lot stronger. Look, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's any one. I don't know if there's any one thing that surprised me a lot. I guess it did surprise me that Tama ended up actually taking Jay. I thought it was going to happen up front, and then Jay steamrolled everybody.
Yeah, that was really that wasn't surprising, but it was very powerful. Like it was just showing how much faith they have in Jay. Like,
yeah,
I wondered for so long, like Jay's gonna come back. He's going to be fucking cold as shit. Like nobody's even seen him in a year and a half. What's he been? He's hiding around on Impact somewhere. He's fucking off on AEW once in a while. He shows up and in his first match back, he wins the fucking world heavyweight belt. He goes almost undefeated in the fucking G1. Like they are behind Jay. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like
100%.
That's the boy.
100%.
But if you have the greatest hero, Okada, you need to have your greatest villain, Jay White,
that he is,
to have a worthy adversary, especially in, I guess. All right, so maybe that was my biggest surprise. I didn't think Okada was winning A block. I don't know who I thought was going to win the A block, but I didn't think it would be Okada because I thought he would be taking some time off. Oh. Again, this is me meta booking and thinking, oh, Okada's got a kid, like he's surely got to take some time off. And then I was speaking to Rafe the other night and I forgot this is for Wrestle Kingdom in like 5 months. So Okada could win, disappear for a month, and then come back anyway.
Exactly. Also, never underestimate that deadbeat dad energy. Maybe Okada don't like that kid. Who cares?
Yeah.
He's got titles to win. He's like, go train your body and mind, son, and see me at Wrestle Kingdom when you're fucking 18. Like...
It's Wrestle Kingdom's a double turn. Jay White turns face, and Okada turns heel just because he's a shit dad.
Then he waits, and then he reigns as champion until his son is trained and old enough to come take the title from him. Like a Samurai Vengeance movie.
I was going to say, or do you have best dad Goto versus worst dad Okada?
Actually,
put dad off.
Now that we're talking about it, yes. Goto. That's the move. And then Goto, of course, loses. So,
all right.
Look, yeah, just as an outsider's perspective, I didn't realize that it was the 50th anniversary until we were already in, and I thought that like at some point surely they've got to start moving on to someone who isn't Okada, but Eh.
Okada's younger than everyone on this call. I mean, like he's fucking got
you're not wrong.
years left.
Also, he's like straight up a prodigy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and what's crazy about everything
I-
he's done is like, they're like, oh, cementing his legacy and stuff. It's like, bro, he's only just getting started, eh? Like,
It's going to be a glorious run. Not in the way where they need to start moving away from Okada, like entirely, but like just at some point, do they need to kind of move away from him being such a dominant force constantly? Because
well, I mean, they only just did really when you think about it. When he fell off for a while and was Balloon Okada and Long Pants Okada and all that, like
Pants
they
Okada,
just downcycled him for a time.
Money Clip Okada.
Yeah, exactly. And we were like, bro, Okada sucks right now, kind of thing. Like, well, I mean, he doesn't, but you're like, can you just do the Rainmaker one time? Does it, and then is immediately like the greatest in the world again. Like, they did that shit on purpose. You know what I mean? They know how long a career they've got with him, and he doesn't always need to be that. But right now, in the 50th year and stuff, like, you just want him to be that. I'm not even mad. Like, there's other companies where I'd be like, oh, this is so predictable and the same stuff. I'm like, let him win it all. Like, I don't care. Like, I just want to see him. I want to see his matches because you're going to get like a level of quality that you get from few wrestlers in the world.
True.
I guess that's me coming from like the Western viewers' perspective of like I'm not watching New Japan constantly, so I don't really know what the presentation has been a lot. And I guess that comes from me watching, expecting a week to week thing where if AEW kept going back to the Kenny and just never really moving away from that, that would get old real fucking quick because you've seen him literally every week. But New Japan, obviously, that's not the case. So. Exactly. And also, Okada is Okada. Like,
it is a
little
bit
different. Matches consistently, then. Ooh,
Jesus! But I mean, like, he's just one.
We didn't name this podcast after fucking Kenny Omega.
Yeah, it's not Omega shorts. But like also like their schedule and stuff will lend to it. That would be a very different world. Like we're about to go into what World Tag League and stuff is next. I doubt Okada will even be on the tours and stuff. Like when you go into that kind of stuff, I doubt
he's got
he'll
that
be
paternity leave now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's going on paternity leave.
He's got real. They got real best wrestler in the world coming in, Dax the Axe.
Maybe he does.
I would hope.
So tell me this, guys. What do you think? And I'm not sure what you've got planned there, Curtis. But do you think we should run down these last semi-final matches and final match to just give them a little bit of shine, or do you want to do like a total just like retrospective and just kind of look at each combatant and what we thought of their tournament?
Let's do that, and then let's say what we think every person's best match was. Like, this guy really shone against this guy. Mm-hmm. Let's do that.
Okay, then. Cool. So line them up for us.
I'm going to pull up the blocks here.
Let's go.
Since that's a thing that we're going to do. Hold on. Here we go. All right. A block. A block, of course, was won by Kazuchika Okada. What would you say his like overall grade was, and what was his best match?
So his grade is shorts. Obviously, it can only be pants or shorts. And his best match for me, I mean, it's probably got to be Ospreay, right? Like that final there was
really fucking good.
Pretty fucking good. The Jonah match is worth noting just because, and that wasn't as much the typical kind of dominant Okada match. You know, that was more like how to really put somebody over, like a big man over. The Archer match was killer. Yeah, that was so good as well. But you'd have to say the Ospreay, just because that's like your classic epic main event from New Japan.
Yeah,
so much baked into it already.
Yeah,
it was a very, very worthy G1 climax
final. Absolutely, and you're right, Travis. There's so much history between those two that bringing it back around, and then also where it's left Will's character as well, like how like fucked up he is over it and all that. Like I think there's a lot of stakes done and completed, and even though it's like 2 in a row for Okada because last year was what it was, you know, with Ibushi's injury and stuff, this felt like the, Okada, let's go, kind of rocket to him. So yeah, I would say that.
So next up was Jonah. What was Jonah's overall grade, pants or shorts, and what was his best match? Obviously, it was the Okada match.
It was the Okada match, and you'd say shorts as well, because again, got himself over huge in Japan. They want to see that torpedo. They want to see him and Big Teats. Like he got TMDK over in the space of those matches, and himself over. Like I would say, he's a star in Japan now, and I think there's a huge upside to him in Japan. Like I hope he continues
TMDK.
with it, and I think he will. Yeah, and I think you'll see the rest of TMDK start to come in, and I think that's what he wants too. People are like, oh, maybe Triple H will call him and blah blah. I don't think that's what he wants right now, and I think he knows that door could potentially be open in the future. But I think he's seen that there's an upside for a super heavyweight in Japan that could really start to cement a legacy and give him a credibility that if down the line, a few years down the line, he wants to go to WWE, he could be in a much better position instead of coming in as like former NXT North American champion. He could be coming in as former IWGP World Champion.
Oh man. Oh, you said that to me and my heart fluttered. I
saw you swoon
went,
on the camera.
Oh.
But it could happen, dude. It could 100% happen.
I got the vapors.
Yeah. One thing about this new belt and the way they're handling the booking of this new world title is it feels like it's up for grabs. The legacy of the V4 belt and the heavyweight belt and stuff had become so entrenched that it felt like it was unwinnable. Which can be a good thing. But it
was almost choking on its own legacy.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. So they freed it up, and now it can fly around a little bit more, and you feel like people can win it. Choking on its own legacy is perfect because Okada would have these defenses, and you'd like, there's no way he's losing this. Like, it's very rare. You felt like only at Wrestle Kingdom that there was even a chance it could go anywhere.
Well, like that's
I definitely
why
got that vibe.
When I was talking about Tama Tonga winning the block, I said, are they gonna belt Tama Tonga? Like, I mean, fuck, they belted Evil.
Exactly.
Why not Tama Tonga?
Why not?
Why not?
Right story, you know what I mean? Right place. Like, he's been loyal to the company for a very long time. They're only just getting cranking with this new face stuff, but the crowd are into him. So who knows where that ends up,
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So let's go ahead and talk next about Lance Archer. Lance Archer, I thought, had a fantastic tournament. I loved his match with Okada. I liked his match with Tom Lawler as well. Mm-hmm. I thought Lance Archer versus Tom Lawler was tons of fun. What about you guys?
You can go.
I enjoyed it. I miss seeing can wrestle good Archer in AEW because he's positioned so much as the big man to get to, like, the big man gatekeeper to get to the main event scene in AEW, which I think is what he wants as well. I'm pretty sure he said that, like, he's not looking for belts at this point in his career. He wants to just help people, put people over. But AEW's booking is kind of getting to the point of such predictability that it's easy to see where things go now. But so you get a cool match, but he's not a threat like he is in the G1.
Yeah. And don't you think his joy at being in Japan just shone through, like, in everything he was doing? Absolutely. You can tell he'd missed it and stuff, and he was just killing it. And that last match with Okada, like, doing the hood up thing, doing the, like, staunch, like, not doing anything until he just explodes, that was, like, a really cool choice. To just go, you know what?
The baddest ass.
Yeah, everybody expects him to come in immediately fucking going crazy, but he's not, and he's just stoic and quiet until he just absolutely obliterates him. And again, a great another take and another look at Okada, like, coming from underneath when he's been overcome. It was really cool.
The only way that could have been better is if he somehow had a young lion hidden under his jacket. And he took the young lion out and threw it at Okada.
Yeah.
Just javelin spears him straight through his chest with a young lion.
Sorry, son, your father has passed. Fight me, grow. He does the thing like the bride in fucking Kill Bill, and he's like, if you want to come looking for vengeance,
Yeah, I'll be waiting. Yeah, exactly.
I'll be waiting.
But no, I enjoyed him. The all white gear as well looks sick.
Yeah, it did.
He seems to
nothing gets to my heart faster than white on white gear.
Oh,
Big match, white on
I'm
white
the same
gear.
opinion. If you ever see my WWE 2K custom characters, it's all white all the time, all white and gold. He did seem like he's using some of those Jake the Snake lessons in his New Japan promos. And
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see some of those like less yell whisper, more actual talking promos in AEW if he ever gets to do them again. But yeah.
Well, speaking of some of the backstage interviews, I want to talk about Tom Lawler. That dude has been showing a whole new side of himself. And I really fucking love it, man. So the backstage interview that he had where he talked about how his sister passed away and he was achieving twice as much of his dream to make up for her, like, that was fantastic stuff. Just ripped your fucking heart right out, man. Yeah. And like when he would lose, he would lean on Royce Isaacs, Royce, man, I need you, man. And like, get a hug from his bro. Like, that was some great stuff. And like in between, he's having fantastic matches. I thought like his match with Yano was hilarious. His match with Archer was great. The Okada match, fucking like 2 thumbs up for the Okada match. Like, Rafe, your take on it was great.
Nothing.
It just, I think that Tom Lawler did the Jonah thing. He got himself and his faction over in a fucking heartbeat, and it's just grown since then. And I wonder how much of that is actually the Japanese audience wanting to see fresh blood, and the New Japan booking committee knowing like, oh, they want fresh blood, we're bringing in some bad motherfuckers. Like, we brought in Jonah, we brought in Tom Lawler for the Best of Super Juniors. They were like, you want fresh blood? Here's fucking Alex Zane, here's Ace Austin. And these people got fucking over. And
New Japan seemed to believe in him as well. Like, he got a few decent wins and like stuff. Like, he seemed to be booked strong as well. Like, I don't know Fale at all, but it seemed like the grenade is usually fairly protected, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, both of his finishes are. So the grenade isn't his super one. The bad luck fall, nobody kicks out of it all. But even the grenade puts lots of people away. So getting that is pretty huge.
I didn't see the bad luck fall actually like kick off because every Fale match I watched, he lost.
Yeah.
Is it just a razor's edge?
Yeah.
Or is there
else? Essentially. Yeah, exactly.
The most protected move in wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than the one winged angel, maybe.
Yeah.
But at least, I enjoyed Lawler a lot. That one where he's talking about is like him being broken, not telling his wife and shit like that, and just about bawling his eyes out. It was killer. Was he a face on Strong when he was champion, or was he heel?
No,
absolutely not.
Team Filthy are like, a bunch of rat bags, and he was the dominant champion for like a year. What's interesting about him is giving you a perfect example of you can be somebody with humor but not be a clown. Like he comes out and they're fucking these douchebags and they're wearing shit and they're doing these dumb claps and they're seeming stupid and they can have a match like they did with Yano. But then at the same time, once the bell rings, he does his, stupid stuff, the short drop. But then he's choking motherfuckers out and he's a super hard fighter. And then afterwards, he's emotionally cut up. He's like, he put everything into it to win, and then he's crying, and like, he's just got so many layers to him that you can't not be invested in him because he's got something for everybody, I think he really put on an amazing showing, and I would love to see him in Japan more often / full time,
Yep.
I'd like to see just more funny wrestlers who aren't comedy wrestlers.
Exactly. It's okay. Like, you don't have to be one or the other.
They don't have to be mutually exclusive, yeah.
Like Tito and Royce, both of them getting themselves over just like in the, but by being cornermen, but both being super entertaining. fucking Royce, like when everybody's revealing additional layers and then Royce reveals like a second tracksuit beneath his tracksuit, like, and fucking, and Tito, like they're doing tags and stuff and he's just saying stuff like to Tom Lawler, like, I'm gonna clap them cheeks, boy. I'm gonna clap them cheeks. Like, just saying like, just outlandish stuff to like, I guess make his friends laugh. Like, you know, those are the kind of things that shine through and make fans invested.
Tito's a fucking star, dude.
Yeah,
like
he's
Tito
so
for
good.
G133, man. I'm gonna start the hashtag now.
Yeah.
I need big teats in 33, man.
Yeah, that would be.
Speaking of just talking shit to pop the boys in the ring, I do really enjoy just the fact that you can hear the wrestlers talking in the ring.
Yeah.
Like AEW barely ever do it. I'm guessing because they're calling their matches a lot more and they can't quite have the ring as hot mic'd as New Japan do. But like I remember like there was one, I think it was a triple threat tag match. You might remember, Rafe, but it was where it was Red Dragon versus Jungle Boy and shit versus maybe the Bucks. And Bobby Fish is talking shit on the apron the entire time. And it was the apron where Mike was, and it was the best shit ever. Then you come to here and Juice and El Phantasmo both going, what the fuck, to the ref when the ref farted, I think. And just they both, what the fuck? Yeah. Made me laugh so much. And I was just like, man, it would be such a cool extra little bit to invest you in the matches or for people to bring out some character that I'd like to see in AEW that I don't think we'd ever would, but yeah, and also Juice yelling motherfucker when I think El Phantasmo kicked out, or fucking what was it? Count this or ask this motherfucker if he's gonna tap when he's choking Finlay and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like just being able to hear that for them to push little character beats would be great, but. Yeah, I do enjoy that a lot about New Japan.
The American guys like in Japan really kind of push the envelope a little bit with what they say, and because they know they can get away with it too, because it's not like the people in charge of New Japan are like listening to what the English guys are saying or maybe even understand them. So they've always kind of like done that stuff. I remember, I think it was my first Wrestle Kingdom that I watched. Gallows and Anderson are walking to the ring and like Carl Anderson's talking to the camera and he's like, that's right, 9 Wrestle Kingdoms in a row. That's some Undertaker shit, motherfuckers. Like just talking mad shit. And I was like, these guys just do whatever the fuck they want, you know? And that was the kind of attitude that made Bullet Club really cool when I first, you know, became exposed to them. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. Who we got next, Curtis?
I'm in more from the perspective of, just like, you could hear the hatred that Juice had in his voice for Finlay in that moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, getting those little character beats over would be awesome. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're completely right there.
Yeah. So next up is Jeff Cobb, and I gotta say, I think Jeff Cobb took a step back.
My boy.
A little bit this year. I mean, last year he went 9-1, so definitely can't do that again. But I don't think he had as many big moments. His match with Okada, again, not the best one that they've had before, but it was still very, very good. His match with Jonah, that was fucking must-see television. Like, you know, Ichiban Kaiju versus the fucking the top dog. That was fantastic. But I think being in there with like Bad Luck Fale wasn't really good for him. I don't think his match with Tom Lawler was very good. His match with Yano was funny, so that was good.
His arms tucked into his own singlet was a very funny visual.
He looked like a dolphin when he did that.
I honestly, like, for a brief second, I didn't think that he could jump high enough to get back in the ring without his arms, and I thought, is he just going to get counted out?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he took a little bit of a step back, but I think, I mean, Jeff Cobb, you know, taking a step back from 9-1 in the G1 is still better than most of the wrestlers on the planet. So
yeah,
what the fuck do I know?
Do you think he suffered from being put into the A block with the rest of the monsters and not having as many little men to throw around?
Maybe it would have been a lot more impressive to see him in, like, say, the B block, you know, where he could have matches with like Tama Tonga or Jay White or Sonata, you know, someone, or Chase Owens. He could just yeet people into the fucking stratosphere. That would have been a lot cooler, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Or would you put him in C block and swap him out with Hanare? So then you get Hanare in monster block.
Ooh, seeing Hinare in the monster block would have been a lot of fun. Oh, just watching Toriano like try and run up and like do the funny stuff, and then just Hinare just fucking sparks him out.
Yeah, that would be entertaining.
Fantastic.
Though I do think Hinare was in the perfect spot where he was, getting matches like against Tanahashi and a win against him, those kind of storyteller guys, I think, and Zack and stuff, I think brought out more from Hinare. As it was. For anybody who didn't listen to the original G1 Ring, Travis actually won the G1 Ring contest on the back of Jeff Cobb. Like he like
Jeff Cobb and Goto.
Yeah, exactly. And that was it. And
as Jeff Cobb told us in his cameo video, always bet on Brown.
Yeah, exactly. So I got Travis a cameo for his birthday from Jeff Cobb, and he was like, "So I heard you won your thing." He's like, "What can I say? Always bet on Brown." And I was saying to Travis, I'm like, had you just based all your pick'ems around that advice, you probably would have won, because Eugero's like a lot browner than a lot of people in that block, and you would have just been stacking up wins,
So next up,
Oh man,
Bad Luck Fale. Bad Luck Fale, like I love Bad Luck Fale. Nothing to me screams Bullet Club like seeing Bad Luck Fale come out and just he's not going to be running around, he's not going to be doing flips obviously, but like just watching him dominate, like that is Bullet Club to me, So like I like to see Bad Luck Fale achieve. However, I think maybe he was in the wrong block as well, because like having a monster block is a cool idea, but monsters are never quite as monstrous as when they are, like you said, throwing people around. So maybe it would have been a lot cooler to see him in the B block or in the C block, mixing it up with those guys. So yeah, I liked Fale. I think he had some great matches with his match with who was it that I was thinking of? I don't know. Can you guys think of a good match that Fale had?
Well, I would say that I actually liked Fale in this block because
really,
what we've seen from Fale usually is exactly that, like him throwing around the little guys. I felt like he had to work a little bit harder in this block because it was other dudes of his same size, so that they were actually maybe having like a little bit more competitive matches from Fale than you'd normally see. And I also really enjoyed his match with Okada. I thought it was one of the only times I thought the money clip looked like absolute death when he like staggers over on him and he's like literally just on top of like like Fale's body, and they're laying down like, and he's just like choking him out. And I also loved, I think it was him versus Jonah where like Okada did that. Bad Luck Fale did that like running elbow drop, like he comes off the ropes and just like all his weight just does this huge like running elbow drop straight onto him because he's like big enough to take it, and some huge spears and stuff from him. So I thought he was, working hard, and it was a little bit more adversity than you'd normally see, from his opponents against him, because he had to like work to fight them.
Good point, man. Very, very good point.
The tour of the islands
on
Fale looked insane.
Yeah,
that was
nuts. I also just liked Tom Lawler like crawling all over him like a little ant trying to choke him out.
What was it? It was a real life real life
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, it was. That's a great
yeah. Does Fale have this is what kind of had me most invested in any Fale match I went. Does he have a tattoo on the top of his head?
His entire skull is tattooed.
Okay. It distracted me so much, and every time I'd like look at the screen and I'd see a little bit of a glimpse of his head, and I'd be like, is it just shadow?
Yeah. No, he's got full tribal tattoos over his whole head, like his hairline and everything is tattoos.
There you go.
Yeah,
he's badass looking.
Anyway.
So Toriano made me laugh a couple of times. Shorts.
Enough. Was it enough for him to still be in the G1?
He will always have a spot. He will always have a spot in the G1 for as long as he wants it, because of what he does, because of who he is.
I mean, I guess you do need that spoiler in there, but it seemed like he had less to do this round than Well, he had much less to do this year than the last time I watched.
It's probably because there's only so much you could do with people that size.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not going to be like hoisting Bad Luck Fale's shirt up over his head to get a roll up or anything like that. You know,
Yeah.
like yeah, there's just only so much you can do. That's why his match with Okada was okay. His match with Tom Lawler was fucking fantastic.
One of the best matches of
the
tournament. Yeah, it was somebody that
one of
was
the best matches
willing
of
to
the
go there. Yeah, exactly. I think
Him ripping that wig off of Tom Lawler's head was pretty
so
good.
funny, and I hadn't really paid attention. Like, I think it was Lance on commentary. I think it was where it's like, that hair looks very dry or whatever. But I at the time didn't know Tom Lawler well enough to really peg that it was a wig. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't really paying attention, and I was kind of thinking. And so when he actually put it off, I lost my shit. I was like, that's so funny. Because the hair actually got, like, his hair just looks ratty and shitty anyway. You know? Like, so I was just like, that's just his hair. And when he pulled it off, I was like, this is genius. And the match just gets so out of control. It becomes so pro wrestling with all their fucking antics. When Yano, for no reason, reveals that he's also got a second pair of pants, like, there's just no point to any of it, and it's amazing. It's maybe one of my favorite New Japan matches of all time. Like, that's how you do a comedy, like, Yano match. That's when he's at his best.
Yep.
But like you said, he was in a block with monsters,
spots.
so there's only so much you could do. Yeah, exactly. It's fucking so stupid. Yeah, I loved it. So, but for that match alone, he was in the right block. He just needed to be in Lawler's block, and that's it. The rest was he just had to make up numbers. And, you know, in previous G1s, he's been like the upset monster and like taking constant people out and being a wild card. But in this particular block, and with as many wins as they could share around, you know, in a shorter field, he just did what he could.
Well, he was like the first person to beat Jon Moxley after he left WWE and stuff like that. Like,
exactly. I mean, he beat Jonah. He was like
that picture still makes me laugh. That picture of Mox like kneeling in the ring with his face overlaid.
Excellent memory.
Was it this fucking aftermatch promo where he's like, I'm going to turn up to your house in a vehicle I've somehow acquired, pop out of a birthday cake and murder you? Shooter just looking confused. Anyway.
All right, so let's get to the B block. The winner of the B block, Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga had a fucking fantastic G1. I absolutely loved everything he was doing. His match with Taichi, you know, it was 15 minutes. 10 of that was just like absolute fucking horse shit. But the final 5 minutes were fantastic, and they were made 100% better by the 10 minutes of butt fuckery that went ahead of it.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved it. Like the like him being scared to touch the iron fingers and shit like that. I was in my glories watching this fucking match. This was everything I needed. So yeah, I think Tama Tonga, chef's kiss, buddy. Good for you. Let's fucking go. Hantai Tama Tonga for fucking life. 4444 life. I love it.
That's it. I'm interested to see where he takes this, because the promo he cut after he beat Jay was really good. Like, he showed like a lot of emotion. That whole like, thank you for what you've done for me, because you've shown me I can fly, and now I want to know what's up there. Like that sort of vibe and where he's going to go is really awesome. And I really want to see him continue to develop what face Tama Tonga is. You know what I mean? Because he's still got a foot in Gorillas of Destiny, you know, in the way he dresses and his music and stuff like that. But I think as he continues to develop, he could definitely become like, you know, New Japan mega face.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What's Tangaloa been doing since they got kicked out? Are they still tagging?
Injured shoulder.
Yeah, he was good too. Like, he actually, I definitely thought he was gonna, you know, kind of double turn and go back to Bullet Club or whatever. And maybe that'll still happen when he comes back. But yeah, he got injured, so unfortunately he's just out at the moment.
And Hikuleo never turned on Bullet Club. Hikuleo stayed with Bullet Club.
Yeah, he's like Jay's big man over in Strong and stuff, right? And Impact.
Over in Impact, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Tama Tonga's best match, I think it was Taichi. Do you guys concur or was it Jay?
I think it was Jay for me. I think that's a career-defining win for him. Like,
It absolutely is. The closing stretch of that match, like they fucking weaved it so well. Like with Tama Tonga couldn't hit the gun stun, but he's hitting. You know, Jay's so busy blocking the gun stun that he's like leaving himself open for the Bloody Sunday, or you know this big suplex or whatever he's doing. I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so good. It was so fucking good.
The springs in Tama Tonga, like the elevation he gets on that gun stun, he flies out of nowhere. WWE don't sue us, but you know what I'm saying. Like he fucking just launches, man. He gets so high every time. It's really, really impressive.
It definitely looks a lot higher impact than like the RKO or like most other cutters.
Yeah, it's very explosive. Yeah.
I do think he needs another finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he just get that from Carl Anderson?
Yeah. Carl Anderson bequeathed it to him.
Yeah. When he left. But that's cool that he's been doing the Bloody Sunday, which is like a Prince Devitt thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know.
The 1916, isn't it, in WWE?
That's what I think that's what they call it. Yeah, but they call it Bloody Sunday.
Can't say bloody.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, well, I mean, when you say Bloody Sunday, like that specifically is in referral to like a religious massacre. So like maybe that's in bad taste to bring up on television.
Western television, yeah. I mean, would most people even know? I mean, I guess in the UK, yes, but in America,
no.
Anyway,
absolutely not.
Let's not get into that.
Nobody would.
Next up, Jay White. Jay White had a fantastic fucking G1, and the promo that he cut after he lost to Tama Tonga, god damn it.
I haven't seen it. I haven't actually seen it. What's said? A lot of screaming?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Just basically fuck.
A lot. Just on his knees screaming fuck at the ground, and then he walks off, I think, isn't it? That's it?
Yep. And there was
30 seconds.
That's all he needed. But yeah, like Jay is the fucking best. Like in the ring, on the mic. Like if you're watching a Jay White match with your phone in your hand, you're doing it wrong, because he's doing so many little things that you miss if you aren't glued to him. And yes. I don't know how you couldn't be glued to him, because every time he's on the screen, I'm fucking focusing. I love Jay White.
I do really like Jay White. That was one of the things when we had Forbidden Door, because I like AEW is my jam for the most part. I don't watch a lot else. I watch New Japan, but when he and Okada came out for that 4-way, and even beforehand, like when he's just cutting promos in the lead up to it in those few weeks, and you're sitting there looking at him and you're like, I don't know that AEW really has anybody on his level as a performer.
It was there. They stole that show. You know what I mean? And whenever he was on their TV, he was stealing their show. He seemed like the biggest champion, you know, and that's
the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah, it's like he's kind of come in, and it's like, I mean, to use the analogy of like Ric Flair back in the day, where he'd come in as like the champion of champions. It felt like the IWGP champion was the champion and above the others, because he was just carrying it that way. You know, it was really impressive from him. And for somebody as well that, like, you know, he's on TV there where people have been in WWE, who have been AEW superstars, all that stuff. Jay is like
and they
a
look
dude.
Small.
Exactly. And he's like a dude from New Zealand who was in the dojo, and he's kind of, you know, he went on excursion to Ring of Honor, came back, and they just booked him into this like switchblade character. And at first you were like, who is this guy with the gloves? What's happening? And then where he is now, it's just like, you guys just like backed this dude in and built one of the biggest stars in wrestling. It's pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
Is he heel Okada, where he came in, like, because Okada came back from his excursion and just immediately got the rocket strapped to him or whatever.
Yeah.
Is he just like that's New Japan have their hero in Okada? Is he their ultimate villain?
Well,
and that's
I don't think long term. I mean, when Okada came back, he was a heel then, you know, like I think ultimately Jay White will probably have a pretty huge, like, good guy, sympathetic run in the end.
That was actually going to be my question to you guys, because I remember after he lost Wrestle Kingdom, was it last year? And he had that promo.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
Like that mental breakdown 2 years ago. Man, COVID.
I know.
And he had that like mental breakdown. It was Coda, wasn't it? It was Coda.
It was against Coda, yeah.
And you're sitting there looking at it and you're like, man, like, is this the seeds for his face turn 2 years later? Doesn't seem to really be a thing they're moving towards, or is it? And you guys see it coming soon, or
I don't think soon, but that he still drops little seeds of it, like all the time. Like you still see little kind of bits and pieces, you know, in his moments of weakness or when things aren't working and stuff like that. You see little glimpses of who that guy is. So it'll be interesting. What do you think, Curtis? Do you think that's a long-term goal for them still?
They had that brief moment. Sorry, Curtis, before you get in, they had that brief moment where who was it who almost had him dead to rights, and Goto was just watching.
Yeah.
Chase. So do you see Bullet Club turning on them in your response to Race question? Do you also see that as well coming?
I absolutely see a face turn for Jay White at some point. Is it going to be as good as what he's done with his heel work? Who knows? We'll have to watch and find out. But it is coming, 100%. The seeds, as far as being planted, like that's one of those moments where you'll be able to look back and go, oh yeah, they were ready to just fucking drop him and move on to the next guy, because no leader of Bullet Club has ever been, you know, has ever left voluntarily, you know, like they kick people out. And so if Jay does indeed go face and leave Bullet Club, he's not leaving voluntarily. So you'll be able to see those seeds being planted. And like, that wasn't the first one, but it's nowhere near the last one. They got quite a ways to go before they cultivate that into a plant.
Absolutely. And I don't think that in that moment, that means that like Chase is the guy that's taking over. I think it's just showing you that Gato's always watching, you know what I mean? And he's always just going to jump with whoever he thinks is, you know, gonna
I took that less
best,
as Chase is going to be the guy to dethrone him, and more Jay is weak. We need a strong leader kind of thing. It seems like that pack mentality where you need to like the pirate code, I guess. You got to be the baddest motherfucker on the ship to be captain.
And if you show that weakness, then you're gone, like kind of thing. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
Who would you got, like, to divert a little bit? Do you see any, like, who do you think the next leader of Bullet Club could be out of the current roster?
ELP.
You don't see ELP turning face as well? Or do you see him doubling down into his villain?
I think that it's going to be a thing where they're thinking that he's going to go and be a face. They think that he's finally turned a corner, and he's just going to like cackle and be like, fucking got you, fucking marks, and double down.
Yeah.
That'd be so great.
Exactly.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I think ELP would be a really good choice. You might see Juice try for it, but I don't think he will get it. You know. Yeah. I when they first brought him back, I thought maybe they were gonna hang that on Juice, and after this G1, and we'll get to Juice's fucking. Let's
G1.
talk about Juice when we get to Juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next,
is there anyone? Sorry, is there anyone currently outside of Bullet Club that you could see coming in? Because typically the leaders aren't part until they appear. Is that generally the case? Like AJ's surprise debut.
AJ surprise debuted, but Kenny was part of Bullet Club for a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Jay was a surprise Bullet Club turn because he was part of Chaos. So but
and Devitt was from the start.
Devitt was just there. I don't know. Unless maybe they went with
scenario evil.
Maybe they could go with like someone from outside. Would they go? They wouldn't go with a junior, would they? Do you think?
Devitt was junior.
Devitt was a junior, but they haven't had one since. because Kenny, the like second that he declared that he was the leader of Bullet Club, he moved up to heavy.
Yeah,
He got the promotion.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why El Phantasmo is getting that promotion.
Maybe.
Not promotion. He's moving up.
It definitely could be.
Maybe.
It definitely could be. I don't know if there's anyone outside that Alex Zane. Alex Zane definitely is not a fucking junior.
I mean, at that point, we're just like shooting names into the ether, though. So I think, I mean, fantasy booking and stuff aside, I think that they've done a really good job rehabilitating Bullet Club and making people give a fuck. So, I mean, that's something.
Yeah. You love Alex Zane as a face, is what you're saying. You want to shoot down my Alex Zane heel turn.
No, I absolutely don't want to, but I have no problem with that.
Next up in the B block, Sonata.
We've immediately abandoned our fucking rating system like we always have, but I think everybody has been shorts up until now. I feel like, I mean, fuck, I booked Sonata to win this block in my mind. I thought coming back from injury, he would be, doing something, and we had kind of seen him sort of change up his look and was, I was expecting something special, but we saw him kind of revert back to his terrible beard and hair, and I don't care about him again. So there you go.
Can you guys explain Sonata to me? Because I had him to win, but only because I thought he seems like New Japan are high on him, and I don't understand it.
He's very popular with the Japanese audience. He's a very handsome fellow. His whole thing is supposed to be that I'm too cool for you, but it really just comes across as I don't give a shit, and it's really hard for a lot of people to connect with him. So you'll hear it a lot, where there are people that are fucking ride or die with Sonata, and then there are some people that are just like, I don't fucking give a shit. I forgot he was still wrestling.
Yeah.
Is it like a cultural subtlety thing that as Westerners we just don't quite get, or
it must be. It must be, because a lot of us expect our wrestlers to be larger than life, and that's just not Sonata. Yeah. That's just not who he is.
I was pretty fortunate in this tournament that most of his matches landed on your nights, so I was pretty happy about that.
You mean you didn't do that on purpose?
I can't say that I looked at every single night and made sure I got the first one, so I wouldn't have to review.
No, I'll go first. I'll go first. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. For you, man, I'll take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely Pants. He had a couple of good ones. His match with Ishii was good. I say he even shouted in the middle of his match with Ishii. He did. Yeah. They had a test of will spot where they were, taking turns punching each other, and Sonata. It wasn't loud or impressive or anything. It was just kind of like it was almost like he saw a spider like in a teacup that he was reaching out. He was like, ugh. But
he's got that little scared boy yell like Yoshihashi.
Yeah, they need to put him in just matches with the likes of Ishii and Shibata just constantly, and just have them beat New Japan Wrestling into a character. Yeah, exactly.
He did. I think I did see the end to Ishii and Sonata. Was that Ishii won that? Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay. I did see the last few stretches of that as I was trying to find something else yesterday. I was going through and kind of thinking back to all the G1 rings and thinking what were laid out as good matches to watch, and I did see the end of that. I did think Ishii's brainbuster looked a little bit suplexy, but it did look like Sonata had some character in the final stretches of that. But yeah, otherwise I just always look at him and I'll watch the first few minutes of a Sonata match and go, I don't give a shit about this. I got other things to do.
He had a little bit of personality at the very end of that match, and it's just like, okay, that's a little bit too little too late,
Yeah.
If you've had 6 matches already and you're finally starting to show a little bit of personality at the very end of the last match, you could have done more this tournament.
Fuck off.
Exactly. Pants.
Is that what he was like? Because you guys referenced that he had a US title run, or was about to recently.
I thought it was kind of the same thing, but Rafe seemed to enjoy it. So,
Well, I really enjoyed his.
Or are you enjoying it relative to his previous work?
Well,
so
it's
a
definitely
low bar?
relative to his previous work, and then he had this. What I think is the best match he's had in New Japan was his match with Tanahashi, like leading into that, and then we started to see glimpses of him maybe doing something exciting and maybe showing some emotion, and then he got injured, and then he kind of came back, and I was like, maybe we're going to continue to see that, but he just really sort of slid back into what he had always been doing, you know.
He was just like, I made an effort and I got hurt. I will never make.
I will never do this again. All right,
Yeah,
who's
hope
next?
you
This
enjoyed
is too much Sonata talk. Fuck.
Next up was Taichi, the brand new business Taichi.
Yeah.
Absolutely broke my fucking heart when after his match with Jay White, he basically dismissed Miho Abe. He said, I'm sorry I couldn't take you to the Budokan. I couldn't take you all the way to the Budokan, and left Miho Abe standing in the back by herself. It was absolutely heart-wrenching for me. It was a moment that I've played over and over again in my head, like the ending of Casablanca.
Yeah.
And Taichi, pants, bro. You can't do that to Miho. You can't. How dare you, Taichi?
Star-crossed lovers.
Is this a permanent split or?
I hope not. I wonder if maybe
there'll
there'll be some point where maybe Taichi, so for like 9, 10, 12 months, he's he has no Miho Abe, and then somehow gets a title shot and brings her back. Oh,
opulence.
Or is this going to be Pimp and Peter, where she just somehow just turns up
just
at his
shows
next
up
entrance?
Oh yeah, shit. That's 100% what will happen. That's a hell New Japan move where they're just like, and don't worry about it.
I was fucking distraught. I was so sad.
I can see it in your eyes.
I did read, apparently the New Japan audience not a big fan of the Miho Abe spot.
What? Why?
Not really? I don't know. I was reading on the Reddit.
What Miho Abe spot are we speaking? What?
In the Jay White match, where Goto had grabbed her.
Okay. No? I thought you meant like they didn't appreciate her being there.
No, not her spot. No, the spot where Goto has grabbed her and is using her as a hostage to distract Taichi.
Well, I wasn't a fan of it either. I'll tell you that right now.
Keep his hands to himself, motherfucker.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah, exactly. I did I mean, it's a bit antiquated now, in current year, but I did like the match with Chase, where he essentially was treating her like she was Miss Elizabeth or something back in, the 80s, where he's like, kiss, or I hurt him kind of thing. It's such old wrestling tropes, but actually lended to it. And then when Taichi kicks the fuck out of him, it was really good.
Yeah, I thought the match with Chase was very good. Taichi and his Kings Road style, and Chase and his old Memphis style, they meshed really well.
Yeah, Sex Pest the match. That's what we.
Sex Pest.
Yeah, I remember you said that. Is Taichi a sex pest, or was there some divorce or cheating scandal or something?
I think there was a cheating rumor, but I don't think it was ever a scandal.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
this is very, very bad over there, apparently, isn't it? Affairs and shit like that is
do not do
big
that.
Thing.
That is why Taka Michinoku was sort of banished for a while.
Interesting.
Exactly.
And that's why Great Okan's just never going to get married.
Yeah, exactly. He's out there swinging.
He can just sling it.
He's just going to go full vampire and have 3 brides.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you just explain to me Taichi's gimmick for a second? I mean, did Japan do gimmicks? I heard that he's
he's like a boy band.
Yeah, he's a pop star man who failed and he has bitter resentment about it or something.
I mean,
and Miho Abe is his number 1 fan.
I sing that song every fucking day to myself. I don't know about fail.
It's his ringtone.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of what I know about New Japan characters is, I mean, the Western stuff I can pick up pretty easy, but the Japanese stuff is me trying to go and find it on Reddit after the fact. So, and Reddit's full of shit. So,
no, that's pretty close. Yeah, he's basically just a member of a boy band. I believe the boy band was called Ready to Kiss.
Oh, is that why he has Ready to Kiss on his knee pad? I just thought it's because it was because he's ready to kiss.
He's repping for NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, except it's Ready to Kiss.
I love that. What a band name.
As I fucking strike my fucking microphone in rage.
Yeah.
Calm down. Obviously, this Tai Chi talks.
It's getting a bit worked up. He's still real upset about the breakup of Ready to Kiss, but I wanted to see a bit more from Tai Chi. I had sort of in my tips hoped that he would beat Jay White and maybe set himself up as a potential contender. So that hasn't happened, and Dangerous Techers doesn't really exist. So he's feeling a little bit directionless for me at the moment. So I'm hoping for big things for Tai Chi because I like him a lot.
Tai Chi in the fucking Never picture or something would be fucking great. Let's get a belt back on that guy. This is why I miss the fucking Intercontinental title, man. How good would that beautiful white IC belt look on Tai Chi's black and gold robes? Or Miho carrying it out for him.
Yeah, on a with velvet
to resplendent white and gold robes.
Yeah, exactly. Opulence,
bitch. Opulence.
All right, who's next, Curtis?
Good question. The Great Okan.
I mean, what else can be said about the Great Okan that we haven't already said?
I know. I wanted this to be his time. He's still a little bit young. They're still seasoning him. Fuck it, man. Pull the trigger. Let's fucking go. Great Okan's ready. He's ready. Put a belt on that man. I know he's been the, tag team champion. He's going to have a great big spot at some point with FTR. I want world heavyweight champion Okan.
It did definitely seem like their opinion of Cobb and Okan is their tag boys at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment.
Yeah, and that's fine. I think they're probably lined up to be the guys that beat FTR, right, and take the belts back. That's what you'd be thinking. Is like
they didn't get pinned. So.
Yeah, and they've still never had like a real run with it yet. It keeps sort of getting scalped off them. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they can get.
Just to divert a little bit, you guys said Techers is done. What is what's the tag scene in New Japan like at the moment?
I mean, it doesn't
a little bit scattershot,
but I mean, it's always that. Like, it's always just that they kind of pull it back together for World Tag League and then and put a few guys together and knock it out. Yeah. But I think
you don't have a lot of like tag teams.
Yeah.
You have your basic
factions, and then people are made into teams.
They'll just make them up.
So I mean, it's not as bad as like WWE where they were putting two dudes together. At least these two dudes are in a faction together, but it's still kind of random, and that's how Techers started. Golden Aces with when Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi were tag teaming, like they were fucking fantastic, but it was still just two dudes.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think though that there's some signs that there could be some good things coming. Obviously, FTR are the champions at the moment. You've got Aussie Open have just become the first ever Strong champions. Out of Strong, there's actually quite a few good teams like the West Coast Wrecking Crew who are part of Team Filthy. Royce Isaacs is part of that. You've got TMDK potentially in the wings, Shane Hayes and Mikey Nichols. So there's the potential for there to be like quite a good World Tag League this year if they pull all these out.
A lot of people over.
I hope so.
World Tag League could be fucking must-see television. Yeah, it could be must-see television this year.
Also. Could also be
it could just be World Tag League.
Yeah, it could just be World Tag League. Could be not see. So we'll see. We will see.
Did you say Mox, Rafe? Oh, not see. Okay, sorry.
Not see, not Moxley. See, he's such a fucking AEW guy. Look at this motherfucker. He's like, what? Did you say something about Mox?
Curtis was looking.
Did you say something about my friend Mox?
I thought you said Mox.
Oh, you're blaming me now. You're blaming me now.
Travis is looking for any excuse to talk about Moxley. Do you guys?
Ain't nobody talking about John.
I was like, is that
we're talking about the great fucking Okan?
I thought you said not C. Oh, sorry, I thought you said Moxley, and then I was just like, I was like, how the fuck does that come in? Like, I was curious where you were going with it, and then I thought, is that Mox and Shooter is in World Tag League.
I would the Death Riders, bro. Now we're talking. Something. It's like me.
Let's
this
go.
is me, like me talking
back.
just about Moxley for no reason, and then me being interested when you're talking about him with Shooter. I'm that meme right
so
now.
It's not Mox, it's Shooter.
Yeah, exactly.
Shooter's the star there.
Shooter's fucking ready, bro. We were talking about it on the last episode. Like, Shooter's fucking, he's fully cooked.
Yeah.
Let's bring him home.
Yep.
Let's go.
Exactly. Let's bring him home. In summary, would you say that Okan's tournament was a bit pants? Like, he is not in any way, but I think we just all wanted way more from him. I think.
Yeah, the results were pants.
Yeah.
For Okan.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right.
Next up, Chase Owens. 2 wins. He had he beat, was it Tomohiro Ishii and was it Great Okan? He beat Great Okan. I thought his match with Ishii was good. I thought the way that he played up his match with Okan was really good. I thought Big Teats calling him a fucking nerd was great. So
Good matches with Tai Chi and with Jay White. Showed a lot of character in both of those. I would say like a shorts tournament from Chase Owens.
Yeah.
I think he had some like really good matches and showed like a lot of character, maybe more character than we've ever seen from Chase Owens in like the 100 years he's been with New Japan. In the case of these few matches.
I think you're absolutely right. Like, this was a really good showing for Chase.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you think he lives up to his crown jewel moniker yet?
And that he's stealing someone else's spot? Yeah. Someone steal the crown jewels? Yeah. Tomohiro Ishii. This might be his last G1. What did you think of his last G1, if it is indeed his last G1?
Look, I always enjoy Ishii matches. I'm happy to watch them, and I really think he does bring the best out of his opponents. Like you just said it, like look at Chase and look at even that Sonata match was probably Sonata's best match of the entire tournament. You know, I think he's really valuable in that he holds such respect in New Japan that no motherfucker is phoning it in with him, and he would never let them. You know, and so I think it's important that somebody like him is around to keep everybody.
I was going to say, I still don't quite get him. He hasn't clicked with me yet. Or it's getting closer. But like as someone who hasn't watched a lot of New Japan, I'm still I don't see the appeal as much yet. I'm starting to see glimpses of it, like when he's just... the main one I kind of focused on a lot was him and ZSJ, when he's just like the slowest disrobing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's Naito in every big match.
So that's what I mean. Now I think I started to kind of get it where maybe I just needed that quick match where he's just the troll. Is that his character?
It kind of is his character. So when I first, the reason why I was taking my time to think about it was because he has been, you know, doing that kind of slower stuff and things like that. And I guess the entire tournament from him, they sort of did the same thing they do where he starts off on a bit of a losing streak. And then I was just kind of very surprised that he didn't even win his block. You know, I really thought he would get there and if not win the G1. Hey, what's that?
He did win his block.
Oh yeah, he did win his block. What am I talking about?
He lost to Ospreay.
Sorry. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Sorry. I mean, like, didn't even win his semi. I really thought that he would have gone through that to be in the finals was what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's you know, I was saying it on every G1. It's like there are a lot of people who are saying, okay, this is where we get Naito on the path to Wrestle Kingdom again.
Yes.
And you know, I was saying that they're gonna kick Naito fans in the dick a couple of more times. Yeah. Like that's just how the booking for Naito goes. Mm-hmm. And you know, like that's what they did. Like why would they have him win the block? If he's just going to lose the next match, like win the block on the last night, big, you know, hilarious moment where he beats Zack Saber Jr. at his own fucking game, and then has a admittedly fucking fantastic match with Will Ospreay, and loses fucking flat out clean.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what the end game was there, but I do think that match with Ospreay was really good. I really enjoyed them together. And that's like quite a protected match, right? Was that their first time ever? And I thought it was really good. And it was like, I guess Naito runs into somebody that he's not quite ready for. But Naito's whole thing is that, yeah, Travis, you hit it, like he is sort of like this troll who likes to make people work to his own pace. When I first was exposed to him, he was very sort of disrespectful to the titles and stuff he held. Like when I first saw him, I watched him walk out on Ring of Honor carrying the V4 belt and then just throw it into the sky as high as anything could ever be thrown, and then just it crashed down into the middle of the ring and him ignore it while he sort of paraded about. And he's developed into more of a tweener now, but when he was like bad or heel Naito, he was the most disrespectful kind of person on the roster. He
was literally breaking the Intercontinental belt every chance he got, throwing it against the ring posts and stuff like that, kicking it down the fucking.
Because he was like this secondary bullshit. Like he hated like his own title. He's like, I'm above every title in New Japan, and I don't care about this trash. I'll just hold on to it until I can get to the other one. So there's definitely been these really cool character building moments from him that that if you miss them, you'd sort of not see that from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is that shit stirrer. He's always like, tranquilo is what he says. It's like, relax, buddy. It's fine. We're all having a good time, right? Like, it's cool. And then like his opponents start to get angry at him, and that's exactly what he wants to happen.
Takes advantage. Yeah. Him outside the ring, like gesturing to ZSJ.
Oh, like a young lion.
Was he gesturing to like the losers tunnel or something like that, or like to leave? Is that what he was doing? Yeah, that was very funny. Like he's like pounding to get his attention, and then yeah,
when he ran up and offered him the fucking ice pack, I lost my goddamn mind.
Yeah,
I love it.
He's a shit stirrer for sure, and one of the most popular guys in.
Yeah,
it did seem odd that yeah, I know what you mean, because it seems odd that they kind of had him win the block, especially like he won the last match so easy. Like, was it 2 minutes, a minute 58 or something like that?
2:59, I think is what it was. It was almost exactly 3 minutes.
Wow.
He's nice and rested up, and then he comes up to Ospreay, who's had like a fucking hell of a time winning to the point where it looked like he wasn't going to, and it was going to be some weird 7-man scramble. And yet he pulls it together and overcomes not only all of D Block, which is so closely contested, and then puts away Naito pretty handily as well.
Absolutely. And yeah,
that seemed like a nice choice.
This is just how Naito's booking goes. Like Naito fans, they waited literally years to see Tetsuya Naito win the big one. He had been he'd been a heavyweight champion, but it was only for like a month. He didn't really get any victories out of it. And finally he was gonna be the first ever double champion, Intercontinental belt and heavyweight belt. And that's what he was. And it was this moment. Were you there for that one, Rafe?
I was there. I was in the building, and that was after like 2 years earlier, everybody thinking he was going to win the title, and then Okada beats him clean and the air fell out of the dome. And then 2 years later, I'm there for the double gold dash. Naito finally does it. The place comes fucking unglued as he becomes the double champion.
And then the headline reads, "Local man ruins everything," as Kenta fucking runs in and attacks him from behind directly afterwards.
Yeah.
What a shitbag.
And like,
Kenta.
Dude, like the cheering was happening. I thought the show was over. I was starting to make my way toward the exit. I'm full of beer. We're going to get stuff. Cheer, cheer, everything. I can see it on the screen. And then I just hear the crowd erupt. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then Kenta's just like attacking him in the ring. I'm like, oh no, what is happening?
Oh man, that was the fucking heeliest shit.
And then we were at like the shows afterwards, Road 2 shows and stuff afterwards. And Kenta was there, and like they had like multi-man tags, and Kenta and Naito are brawling in the crowd, and the crowd are like running like to be there, and they're like yelling at Kenta and stuff. Everybody hated him. He was just like absolute ballistic nuclear heat. Like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, in the small towns of Japan, they fucking hated him after that. So, yeah. All right, but yeah, I mean, as we said, summary on Naito, we kind of Thought there'd be a little bit more from him, but I would say still short. He puts on entertaining moments, and it'll all come back around.
Not over.
Yeah, exactly. It'll all come back around with Naito. His story is like the forever underdog.
Yeah. So next up, Zack Saber Jr. Absolutely fucking just amazing tournament from Zack Saber Jr. this year. I really wanted him to win the block. He had some just absolute fucking bangers. His match with Hinari was really good. His match with Tanahashi was great. His shenanigans filled 30 seconds with Evil was fucking top notch. I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
Yeah.
Zack Saber Jr. can do no wrong in my eyes.
Yeah, exactly. And he still like leaves the tournament looking strong as hell, dangerous as hell. We're going to see him, he'll probably, does he have a title shot in England? Like,
they haven't announced one yet.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like the next story they have might be him and Tom Lawler.
Okay. That's interesting.
Which I'm fucking into.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
yeah,
I and it all starts over because Tom Lawler, Zack Saber Jr. he's a devotee of George Michael, whereas Tom Lawler loves Boy George, and that's where it's starting.
Okay. All right.
I don't know where either of them stand on Prince, but that's what I really want to know.
We need to get to the bottom of this entire situation.
I was surprised at how strong he was going through this. Again, I like as someone who's I'm not a constant watcher of New Japan. I know who most of these people are now. I know. Again, I think this is what lost me the G1 is that I know too much now.
Yeah.
But I was surprised. I thought Techers were still kind of a thing until I halfway through and I realized they'd kind of disbanded. But ZSJ, like it seems like he's getting a bit of a push.
I think that there's kind of a push. He won the New Japan Cup this year, which was a fantastic tournament for him. Yeah, so I mean he got a world title shot, which was really, really good. Banger after banger after banger in the New Japan. It's very good, man. It's so good.
So him and Okada, yeah.
It was really, really good. He had a match with Naito in the New Japan Cup, which was great, and now Naito's gotten his win back. So I think that's what they're going to do for the UK show is have Zack Saber Jr. and Tetsuya Naito as the headline one of the nights, which would be great. I'll pay money for that.
Settle the feud. I mean, until next time.
Yeah.
Do you see ZSJ living kind of in the main event scene going forward?
God, I hope so. I fucking hope so, man. There are so few wrestlers in the world that I love watching as much as I love watching Zack Saber Jr.
No, so I haven't seen a massive amount of him, but I do. My introduction to him was literally the first G1 from 2 years back, where he was on the pick-ins as Noodle Man, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Noodle Man?" It was Noodle Man and my girlfriend were on there, and I was like, "Who are these people? Please explain." This doesn't seem like someone I should be getting behind in my pick'ems. But I think I've seen, obviously I saw a couple of matches of him back then, but I haven't seen much of him. And then I saw him against Cesaro at Forbidden Door, and
that was a good match, but it's not what should have been there. We all know what should have been there.
Yeah.
It's a shame that they had to debut Cesaro against him, which kind of means he had to take the loss, which is a bummer. But
Forbidden Door is not canon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Next up, Evil. Evil's tournament. He had 3 wins.
Not interested in this, Travis.
No. I don't see a lot of people.
I really was kind of wondering if we'd see a little bit more from Evil, in this, as far as like starting to move into a bit more working, kind of bigger matches and stuff like that. But it really just turned into the same show, which is fine. Sometimes those matches are entertaining, but yeah, he's just gonna stay where he is, it seems.
Yeah, man. Like Evil versus Goto for me was like the absolute fucking dog shit rock bottom I took a fucking phone call in the middle of a live fucking New Japan show just because like my friend's like, hey man, what are you doing? I'm like, fucking nothing important, buddy. What do you want to talk about?
I love that on your episode G1, and where you're like, and when this match started, I then took a phone call and came back, and I guess that happened. So who cares? So yeah, whatever. I feel a bit about that this tournament. So yeah,
I listened to your first your predictions episode as kind of a bit of a primer on what to expect and like to kind of go, all right, where is New Japan sitting at the moment? And when you said, I think they might be kind of ready to run back the evil Naito kind of shit.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I don't want to watch a lot of this G1 if that's the state of New Japan at the moment. Because like that was kind of where I started watching.
2020 is a notoriously good year for fucking New Japan, as we all know.
Well, I can't remember if it was because I started watching wrestling again in what was it, Rafe, early 2020, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you were like, oh, go watch these matches, Kenny and Okada. And I was like, yeah, they were pretty fucking sick. Started watching AW. And then I think it was around that time where, what was it? Was it Dominion where Evil won the belts?
Yeah,
yes,
it was. Yeah.
And I was like, is this what New Japan always is? Because this fucking sucks.
I don't think that's true, though. I think at the time, and I think you and I even recorded an episode of my podcast about it, Travis. I think we were interested in where it was going to go because at the time, Evil wasn't what he is now. And what I would say about Evil is that I think he could have a really big upside. Like when you look at his look and the way he comes out and the music and all of that, I think Evil could be really cool. What makes him...
He's got some of the best music in the fucking in the entire...
and he's like a fucking intimidating looking dude. He looks cool as fuck. Like what it is, and he can go. I've seen him do so when he was a member of LIJ and stuff like that. But at the moment, for whatever reason, he's in that House of Torture holding pattern with the shenanigans and stuff like that. And like I said, I don't always hate that, but I think they could, he could be more than he is, but they just want him to be what he is what it is. So, and when that happened, when he made that turn and stuff, that was a big deal. And at the time House of Torture didn't exist. And so we were like, where's this going?
Blowing your mind.
I was like, I can't believe that just fucking happened. Like, I can't believe that he has those belts. You know what I mean? Like, it was wild.
Watching the match.
Yeah.
When the ref's hand hit 3, I went, was this a non-title match?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck just happened?
And then, like, he started holding up the fucking belts. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, exactly. And then everybody's mind was blown, and then they started getting into all that stuff, and everybody got real annoyed. But I would say that I think Evil could have an upside, but he's definitely not showing it at the moment.
I'll stick up for it. The decision to put the belts on Evil, I'll stick up for it every time.
Yeah.
2020, they've got all the fucking, COVID restrictions. They're only allowing 16 people into the fucking building to watch the matches anyway. So they don't need to worry about actually filling those stadiums. Yeah. You're playing with house money. Why not try to launch a new star?
Yeah.
Why fucking not?
Yeah. And they need to, make people talk. So everybody's shocked. People on the internet are talking about it heaps. And then there's also that thing where him doing that began he sort of broke the legacy of those belts, you know what I mean? And that needed to happen. We were just talking about how it was locked down by its own legacy and it felt unwinnable. He shattered that, and then now sort of anybody can hold it. So that's sort of important that happened in a sense, because now the titles are obtainable and the stakes again. And so I think that's important too. But I think the follow-up through
is going to be world heavyweight champion.
Exactly. So fucking Evil walked so Tama Tonga could fly. Remember that, people.
It's true.
But I think that what they then did was, because they had no people allowed at shows and stuff. They were just in a holding pattern. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So they got lazy with that House of Torture shtick. And people cheating to win is fine. That's pro wrestling. I don't mind. It's when it's done the exact same way every time that people get bored. It's like, okay, great. It's the choke and it's a nut shot, and it was exactly the same the time before that and the time before that, and it's not exciting. If they're creative and they're fuckhousery, then I'm all for it. Like, I don't care.
Same shit that people turned on Adam Cole and AW for. Nut shot.
Yes.
Red Dragon interference win.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Give me creativity. That's all I need. Anyway, we've probably talked about Evil way too much. Who's next?
Probably. Next up was
Evil shorts or pants?
Pants.
Speaking of pants, Hiroki Goto.
Uh-huh.
He was in the G1.
He was in the G1. Look, I've said it before and I said it again. I always fucking forget Goto exists. And I did say on my G1 episode like that I saw a glimpse of who he could be. But I tell you what, man, next year Goto can go to the shops, buy some cigarettes and leave his promise-needing kid at home because I'm done with him screwing up my blocks every single time. Like, let's get some consistency out of this guy. I after that match with Tanahashi, I would not even hate it if they just like backed him in and went, you know what? He's the underdog. He wins the block. He goes on. He's fighting for his son. That's all sick. Just actually do it though. Like rather than just like sort of teasing it and then he just does nothing. He just carries around a stick and hangs out with Yoshihashi for the next year. Is like what will actually happen, which is a shame because I think he could be really good. There was glimpses of absolute stardom like in that match.
Is it a case of him not proving that he's the guy, or New Japan just not putting the faith in him to begin with?
I just think there's better choices and better candidates. You know, like if you're looking at everybody that's around and things like that, like are you going to prioritize Goto over Okada, over Tanahashi, over Ospreay, over Jay White, over Juice, over ELP, over Shingo, over, like it just goes on forever. And it's not that he's bad; it's just
stacked roster.
Yeah, exactly. They've just all got way.
Maybe if they still had that intercontinental belt around.
Yeah, like over Zack, over Taichi.
He was a multiple-time Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
So they should still have that belt around.
Exactly. But yeah,
everyone's saying, oh, they needed to get rid of some belts, and like, did they?
Yeah.
People's aversions to fucking, you see with AEW as well, people's aversions to championships, like, does my head in. Like, yeah, it devalues, if there's too many belts around, everyone's a champion. And I'm like, it's pretty fucking easy to distinguish what's what. Like,
and it gives more stakes flying around. Like, I don't mind it. Like,
I think it adds to a sporting presentation.
Yeah.
Right? Like
100%.
But again, that comes down to booking too. If you're lazy with the booking of certain titles, for instance, like the Never Trios title was for a time where it was just in a cupboard for like a year and nobody talked about it, and then they just dust them off and then it's supposed to be a big deal, then that's no good. But if you're actively using those belts to help keep people relevant and keep people on your roster doing things, then it's a good thing. You know, that just comes down to the company.
Especially for a company like New Japan that doesn't have storylines per se, having those titles is the way of keeping people fresh in each other's minds, keeping people, on TV, having people pay to see this person because they're going to be defending that Intercontinental belt.
Yes.
And
I also think that when the person holding whichever belt treats it like it's the number one title, that goes a long way too. I remember I've been talking about Ring of Honor a lot today. I don't know why. I guess because when I first got into New Japan, it was through Ring of Honor. But at the time when I got into it, Jay Lethal was the TV champion, and Jay Briscoe was the world champion, and they had a feud going back and forward. And one of my favorite promos that Jay Lethal cut was, he's like, "No, you don't understand it. The TV championship is the best championship because I hold it. Because I am the one who is the champion." He goes, and then when I hold that will be the best belt because it's not about that. It's about who is the best, and I am the best. And so if your champions hold that, like, no, you don't understand. This is the definition of my excellence, and everybody needs to rise to my level to hold this belt. Then you can make it seem like the most important belt in the company. I feel like Ricky Starks was starting to do that, like with the FTR belt, like on the FTW belt on
AEW.
Yeah, AEW. There's
too many letters.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Promo.
Great. So let's talk about my favorite, Kenta. What did you guys think of Kenta's G1 this year?
Another one where...
His book tour?
Yeah, his book tour. A, it was a book tour, and B, probably again one of my favorite matches from Kenta. His match with Tanahashi. Just Tanahashi was fucking lining up bangers this year. Fucking hell.
Dude, yeah, it was.
Yeah, but that was those slaps and stuff. Like it was a real fucking war, and yeah, by the time it was done, I was a believer in Kenta, where I haven't historically been so.
Yeah. He's a far sight from the Kenta of old. This is not 2011 Kenta. And that saddens me because, I love that Kenta. But I still hold a lot of respect for who he was and who he is. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Kenta's my fucking favorite. So anytime I can watch Kenta kick someone's head off, I'm fucking happy, kid.
That line made me laugh. That sads me.
Oh, it sads me so bad.
That's the kind of maybe you'd be the one to maybe you're the better one to know what I mean when I say this, because I don't know how much of the old Kenta Rafe has watched, but so I used to watch WCW like back when I was a kid, and then I can't remember exactly when, but sometime around 2003-4 stopped watching wrestling because I just didn't give a shit or moved on, whatever.
Discovered women.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just I think it was at that point in high school where you start getting too much shit for liking wrestling. So I was like, I don't care, and it seemed to be downward trending anyway at the time. Coming back and just kind of seeing what's out and being like, all right, what has changed in the world of wrestling since I've been gone? Went back and watched the Kenny and Okada matches. Went back and kind of went, I like the stiffer style of this kind of thing. Let's kind of move more in that direction. So I've gone back and watched a bunch of the old Kenta matches just as part of that kind of what's happened tour of wrestling. Mm-hmm. Like I went back and watched, I can't remember exactly what I've been watching of Kenta. I think there was a match with him and was it Misawa or Kobashi?
Both. He's wrestled both.
Both. It was a green ring. I can't remember who.
That's Noah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, Noah. So I went back and watched that. Fucking glorious. I've watched him and Seth when he was Tyler, and
Tyler Black,
he just about kneed his fucking face in on the GTS. There's so much cool shit where I was like, man, this guy is a fucking beast.
There was a time in Ring of Honor where Kenta and Austin Aries and Bryan Danielson were like just trading back and forth victories over who was going to be the fucking ace of Ring of Honor. And that was a fucking glorious time of pro wrestling for me. Uh-huh. It was so good. And yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I very much enjoyed that shit. And then I haven't watched a lot, so I'm guessing this feeling would be amplified even more for you. But going back and watching him now, like he's cool, but it's kind of what I see when I watch Kenny now, where I'm like, he's good, but it's kind of a shame that he's not on the same level anymore, which I kind of understand. It'd be hard to wrestle that style still at this point in his career, where I'm guessing he's got to be hurting, same as Kenny. But it's just you're like, it's like I just kind of remember certain flashes of the old matches, and it's like, kind of bums me out. I still try and enjoy his matches, but
yeah, like
shade of what a shame of time and its toll on us.
He's definitely changed his style. Obviously, he can't be the same guy he was 15 years ago. But when you change your style so dramatically, and he can still strike with the best in the business. He can still tell stories with the best in the business. Like you said, his match with Tanahashi was fucking top notch. But yeah, he's got a lot of issues right now. Like, yeah, he's got, you see a big giant fuck off scar on his all the way across his back. Yeah. He's wearing a compression sleeve basically on the entire right side of his body, or left side of his body. Like, he's held together with fucking like chicken wire duct tape and prayer.
Yeah.
And we talk about how like it might be Ishii's last G1, which is going to be a sad thing, but like, I mean, Kenta might be cycling down for, G1s and stuff as well. He might not, though, because, yeah, it's a grueling tournament, but I don't think that Kenta's putting on the same amount of miles on his body as someone like Okada is every night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think he's making the best of the tools he's got. And then when the moment calls for it, he's really then showing out. You know, like I don't think you'd look at all the matches he had in this G1 and say he was like balls to the wall the entire time. But then when in those moments when he saved it to the end with Tanahashi and like really showed what he could do. So I think there's going to be some smart kind of choices from him, but he's proved to be pretty savvy and pretty charismatic. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where he goes from here.
I don't mean it as a slight on him at all.
Oh, no, not at all.
Like he'd be mad if he still tried to be the old Kenta and just literally murdered himself in the ring. Yeah. And his personality in those book tour fucking promotional after show comments were always very funny.
Yeah.
But he's just the fucking coolest, man. Kenta's the coolest motherfucker. Rafe, how do you feel about Hiroshi Tanahashi's G1 this year?
I feel like my girlfriend was fucking robbed is what I feel like. I feel like there was absolutely no reason why Tanahashi shouldn't have won that fucking block. I feel like he just stole the show any time and any match he was. I feel like he gave every one of his opponents their best match of the tournament, and I feel like he should have fucking been in the semifinals. That's how I feel about the block. Motherfuckers. Yeah. And then I feel like he should have won his semi-final, and I feel like he should have gone on to the finals where he should have also won, and then I feel like he should be at Wrestle Kingdom. That's what I feel like.
Where he also wins.
Where he also then wins and is the champion of New Japan again. That's what I think should happen. And I feel very fucking passionately about it, as you can tell by the level of intensity I'm giving you in my eyes right now. It's almost a little bit
I can feel it. I can feel the love energy.
Yeah, love and energy. Like fucking world hug. But tell me he didn't give every single person their best match in his block. Because then I'll tell you you're a fucking liar right to your face.
Absolutely fucking did.
Yeah. Killed it, man.
All right.
Look at him. Just line him up. Like Hanare, Kenta, Naito, Zack. Like it just was fucking, Goto.
He made you believe in Goto.
He made me believe in Goto. That's how talented a pro wrestler he is. So yeah, I love Tanahashi's output. And everyone's like, can he pull himself together for another G1? Of course he can. Of course he can pull himself together for another G1.
He's a fucking weapon.
He's a fucking weapon. He's one of the best to ever do it.
Is anyone doubting Jackie Chan when he makes another fucking movie? No.
Is Jackie Chan's still making movies?
Probably.
All right, sure.
Why would you doubt Tanahashi when he wants to fucking run to the G1 and win the fucking world title?
I reckon before it's all said and done, we'll see Tanahashi win another G1 before it's all said and done.
One more G1.
I reckon he's got one more in him. I reckon he's at least got one more title run, and I think he could potentially have another G1 in him as well.
I will go in all in with you and say that he's got another title run on him.
100%.
Do you think that he wins the G1 and then wins the belt, or do you think he wins the belt at some point, then he wins the G1 after that and comes up short, and that's him done?
Yeah, I don't know if they need to necessarily be related. You know what I mean? The time frames may not exactly run into each other, but I feel like he could definitely achieve both.
His retirement angle is that he wins the G1, but he's not quite at the top of his game enough to win the belt.
Yeah.
Let's talk about someone who made their debut in this G1, Aaron Henare. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Hanare's tournament?
Believe it or not, I didn't watch a single Henare match this entire G1.
Not the perfect time to put you on the spot then.
The worst friend.
Yeah.
What did I tell you?
Continues to be the worst.
I think I caught a little bit of... Sorry?
I was going to say, well, then I'm just going to cut you off and pretend I didn't answer that question, edit you out, and say and say that I think he made the absolute most of his tournament. I think he, even in defeat, showed that he could be a player in New Japan. I think he demonstrated that he's one of their most devastating strikers. I think he showed that he probably won't be like the pin eater for United Empire going forward, and I hope to see some really good things for him in the future. How about you, Curtis?
Man, I'm excited to see what the future can bring for Aaron Henare. I think he did great I think he had great matches. Six matches, 1 win, 5 losses, 6 great matches. In a block where he could have had some stinkers.
Yeah.
He went out there and he fucking showed.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
good for Hanare.
Definitely. And because he was in that like superstar blog, he got to have some classic matches and probably signature matches for his career. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't tell you any like highlight Hanare matches before G1. Now I can be like, check out Hanare with Tanahashi. Check out Hanare with Zack. Check out Hanare with Naito. You know, he managed to tick off those bucket list opponents and put in a really good showing for himself.
Yeah.
He is definitely one that I want to go back and watch. Like I've got a bunch of, like I had my tier 1 G1 matches that I wanted to catch just because I thought they'd be killer. I now want to go back and watch kind of the tier 2s where I've heard you guys say this was good, this was good, this was good, and go and have a proper watch of it.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, considering I do nothing with my life ever, this like last month has been fucking ridiculous with work, and then I've also somehow had plans like all the time as well. Like I do fucking nothing ever, and then this 1 month where I'm like, I can watch everything all the time.
Yeah.
I've watched fucking like half of the G1.
Let's talk about some of the more exciting stuff for the G1. That's the D block. We're gonna run through this D block real fast.
Yeah, let's hit it. Let's pick it up because we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes. So let's lightning round D block here.
How do we feel about Will Ospreay?
Really good.
Shorts.
Shorts. Killer tournament. Everything that you'd expect from Will Ospreay, and what is surprisingly turn towards the light. I think. I think heel Will Ospreay is on the way out, and I think we're getting back to where he originally was before the United Empire started.
That's what the fans want. You can tell really badly the Japanese fans want him to win, want him to achieve that victory over Okada. He's going to have that babyface victory soon, very, very soon.
Yeah.
And people are going to
soon as he believes
explode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
El Phantasmo's first G1. How do we feel about
it?
Shorts. Yeah. Absolutely killed it. Hilarious backstage promos. Not heaps of wins, but he bookended his tournament with great wins. I think a great showing, and I think a lot of people would agree they can't wait to see what's next for El Phantasmo.
Damn
he
right.
did get a little bit like he does seem to have his kind of predetermined spots. Is that a thing with him, or
what's the thing with every wrestler, isn't it?
More, he didn't seem like no, definitely he didn't seem like he kind of it flowed as naturally as like some of the other people here.
I think that's him transitioning not just from junior to heavyweight, but also transitioning as a heel to a face, figuring out what works for where he's going in his career. And I think some of that awkwardness is manufactured to show that journey.
Yeah, I did very much enjoy him. He's a funny dude.
He's great. Next up, my homeboy Shingo Takagi. How do we ever feel about Shingo's G1?
Shorts. Like Shingo's just always consistently one of the best wrestlers in any time that he's on the TV, you know, like he just always turns it out. So he gives you exactly what you expect and you're not disappointed and you're like, I'll have more of that, please. Thank you, Shingo. I'm surprised he didn't win his block, to be honest.
I thought Shingo's match with Yoshihashi was like strong style. Like if someone said, what is strong style? I would just show them that match. It was 100% what strong style wrestling is to me. So
I did watch that one and it was glorious.
Yeah.
It was so really good. All right, boys, here we go. I'm going to clear a few seconds here.
Okay.
The Tokyo Pimp, Yujiro Takahashi, huge. How do we feel about the G1 of Yujiro Takahashi?
For a man wearing cargo shorts, he's the most pants person I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Yeah, dude. He's trying or whatever, but like there's just nothing special happening there. I don't need him in the tournament next year, please. You know, I don't hate Huge, but I just hate having to see that many like long matches from him, I guess. Like I kind of just like him as an ancillary character. So I feel like already the amount of time it's taken for me to say this very sentence is more than I wanted to see from him.
Fair enough. I think if they're going to bring in someone who's broken down and can't go for the 15 minutes that they need him to go for every night, you've got someone like fucking Yuji Nagata.
Bring in
fucking
Honma.
right there.
Get Honma in the
Get
fucking
Honma.
tournament. That would be
Get
sick.
fucking where's Suzuki? Get Suzuki in here.
I was gonna say, I was
Suzuki
pretty
in the D
bummed
block
with
would
the
have been
lack of
fucking
Suzuki
sick.
here.
Yeah. There's other people you could put in there that would deliver more character and more stakes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yoshihashi. How do we feel about Taco's entire tournament?
Shorts, but I can 100% see Rafe's point about him being the most nervous little fucker ever.
He is definitely nervous. I want to give him a hug. I want to wrap him up in a warm blanket, give him some tea.
Exactly. Give him some milk. He needs some milk. Like bell to bell.
Graham crackers.
Yeah, bell to bell, he was really like one of the MVPs of the tournament in how hard he worked and everything like that. He just really needs to find a way to not be so screwed because he definitely looks very awkward. And if you listen to my G Wanderings, whenever I talked about him, I laid out a few small things he could do to just completely change the vibe of who he is. But maybe he's just a weird little dude. That's just who he is.
These last two, these are going to be some fucking talking points we're going to have. How do you feel about Debi-chan, David Finlay? How do you feel about his G1?
Dude, dark horse of the tournament, right? Like nobody really knew what to expect from Finlay. And he came out and showed out. And he's put himself in a position now, like he's become more aggressive and more heelish as the tournament has played out, even to the point with his confrontation with Will at like the end. It was like, wow, Finlay's coming out of this the heel, and Ospreay will be the face by the time that match is said and done.
Seems like it.
Seems
like it. Did you like any of Davies' matches, Travis?
Yes, I actually did see quite a few of his. Yeah, he was great. I mean, he had that. I was just having a look through the rankings now. He took the early L to the pimp, surprisingly enough, and then
just kind of rifled off like 3 in a row, didn't he?
Fuck this and get angry. And it was good seeing a babyface who, again, I thought he was still more face than heel most of this run. And even in his interaction with Ospreay, I kind of took it to be a little bit more of grow up and kind of.
I did like it. It was very professional. He goes, no, fuck that shit. Like, he's like, talk to me right now because this is real. Like, I did like it.
Yeah. I like seeing like the baby face who's not just like a baby face with some fire and with some grit to them. And I thought he was killer. He beat the fuck out of the US belt with that shillelagh.
Cracked it, didn't he?
Got it up. I went back and watched that again for it. Like I was like, oh shit, and because I was like, how did he not break the belt? Because he clobbered that thing.
Yeah.
But it was killer. I do think his finisher is a bit.
Yeah.
Is that
a trash panda?
It's like
it's cool.
Brainbuster neck breaker sort of thing.
The Ushigoroshi, I think Adam Cole calls it. It always trips me out seeing stuff like that where it doesn't look like the most high impact thing ever, and then other wrestlers using it as a signature kind of devalues it a little bit for me. But
I don't know. I always kind of think that like in the kayfabe world, you're supposed to just believe that this guy hits it so well.
Yes, that's
no
what I
one
mean.
can do it like him.
Like no one does the DDT like Jake the Snake.
Exactly.
You're the master of that move, but it just doesn't look like the kind of thing that's high impact enough, I guess. I did like him pulling Juice up and going, nah, I'm not beating him like that.
Yeah.
Boom.
That was one of the first times in the tournament that you really heard that crowd like vocally like, losing it.
Yeah.
That match was so good. That's in my top, probably in my top 5 for the entire tournament.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about
that hate. Yeah.
They really did. Let's talk about Juice. Okay. I asked you 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, Rafe, is the Juice Robinson experiment a failure? And you said no.
Yeah. And I still feel
the same way.
Still feel exactly the same way. Because
even if he just took like he just got jobbed out on the fucking G1
he was in the 7-way fucking block. You know what I mean? Like he couldn't take all the wins for them to bring it down to be that close. Like people have to lose. So, but I don't think he looked like a loser. And when you look at like stuff he was doing between that, like him and the boys mobbing Ospreay in the United Empire and taking the title back and things like that, like he was in the mix and they were doing stuff character-wise with him that made him interesting. It's not like he was just rocking up, losing, and they weren't doing anything. And he was even a factor up until that last night when he had that banging match with Ospreay, and then he didn't win. But I don't think he's a failure at all, and I think we're going to see more stuff from Juice for real.
He did fall to Ospreay, who only really lost the G1 because of his own insecurities against the one man that could have kind of taken advantage of those insecurities, it seems.
Yeah.
So he did. Seems like he's not in the worst spot, but I did definitely think he was going to be booked a little stronger than
I did too. But and I think he would have been had he not been in that block that was all about 7-way ties. Nobody expected the fucking pimp to pick up, all these wins and all this bullshit. So I think he did well, and I liked a lot of his matches. Think about the block. Think about the match with Finlay, the match with ELP, the match with Ospreay. There's really good output from Juice. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What's your opinion, Curtis?
Yeah, what is your opinion, Curtis?
I hold no opinion on anything, which is why I'm a podcaster.
He's a professional broadcaster and media personality.
That's me. You know what my opinion is? My opinion is that I loved this G1. Mm-hmm. I'm really glad that I got to watch it. Mm-hmm. I'm also really glad that this show is sponsored by NordVPN.
Boom.
Yep. Can I tell you all about NordVPN, Travis? Would you like to hear more about it?
I've never heard about NordVPN. I've never felt safe on the internet.
You've never felt safe
like
on the internet.
Out there ready to take advantage of me and find my location and come and get me. Yeah. You can describe me as Yoshihashi. Every time I venture out onto the internet, I'm scared and nervous.
So shifty eyes. He's wearing an aluminium tinfoil hat now as he speaks to us. He's scared.
Do you have something that would help me in this scenario?
Well, if you wanted to focus on safety on the internet, I definitely have something that can help you out. NordVPN. What they do is hide your IP address. So all those private things that you Google, even if you go into a private browser, those private Googling sessions that you do, I don't care what you're Googling, but those private Googling sessions that you're doing can still be tracked to your IP address. Your internet service provider can still see those private Googles. That doesn't sound very good, does it?
They can see me Googling, can a man fight a pug and win?
The answer is no. A man cannot fight a pug and win. But they can see all those things, or when you buy things online, all that information that you keep online for ease of access, just your Apple Pay or whatever, all that stuff, it'd be a lot safer through NordVPN because they can disguise your internet service provider number, your ISP, and make it run through different countries. I always continuously run my VPN on my phone, my wife's phone, both of our Amazon Fire Sticks, and my laptop. And now, what if I told you that that's not all it would do? Keep you safe online. That's not enough. It doesn't just keep you safe online.
No.
But when you run it through another country, you ever been surfing Netflix and been like, man, fuck Australian Netflix?
Always.
Trash.
Yeah.
What if you got access to American Netflix? Boom. You throw up your American ISP on NordVPN and instant access to American Netflix. It's fantastic. All sorts of things.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this service, NordVPN, is offering you, my friend Travis, my worst friend Travis, an exclusive deal by going to nordvpn.com/what, Rafe?
Shorts. And it's not just Travis, not just the worst friend, but also all the friends of the Okada Shorts podcast. So if you are a listener, you can also use this same link. It isn't just exclusive to bad friends and worse friends. It's also exclusive to good friends and listeners.
Better friends.
Yeah, and better
exclusive
friends.
To all friends.
Better friends for a better internet.
Exactly.
That's
and
right.
you know what? You want to impress your friends and stuff. Maybe you run your VPN through somewhere exotic. I like to run mine through Paris. and seem like the most exotic person on the internet. I like to think of my internet provider having a look and being like, I didn't realize we had a true romantic on our network, but here we are. There he is.
There we are.
Yeah, exactly. They think I'm French.
As a true romantic, you get a huge discount off of NordVPN and 1 additional month for free. It's
What a
completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
30-day money-back guarantee. Tailor your package to suit your entire needs. What more could you want? And what's the code again there, Curtis?
NordVPN.com/shorts.
Shorts. Something this episode has not been. Long is what this episode has been.
Are.
But we want to
never are.
They are never. But I think we can say in summary for this that we had a great time with the G1 this year. It's favorite time of year. I love New Japan Pro Wrestling. I love the G1 Climax, and I'm so happy that we did it. I want to thank you so much, Curtis, for putting in the effort to do G1 with me again and bring it back. And I hope, you know, from the outside, I know you, Travis, you said that you were just listening to G1 to keep up with the G1. And that's what we hope we were able to do for other people.
It was good. I very much enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I preferred Curtis's episodes to yours.
Oh, well, fuck you. How about that?
Direct
How about
from
that?
The mouths of babes, chat.
Hang up on Travis. Kick him out of the call.
No, I enjoyed it very much.
Travis, welcome to the team.
I think
Your
Curtis
check's in the mail,
watches wrestling a little bit more like I watch wrestling, if
Well,
you know what I mean.
I also really enjoyed Curtis's G1 because Curtis will like break down the matches and tell you the story of the matches, where
He paints a word picture.
he does paint a word picture, and that's not something I've got time for. I was like off the fucking cuff, like just like doing my best to remember it in a very hectic time of my life. So I think where I'm very stream of consciousness, Curtis is very detailed and digests the matches in a much better way, which is why we make a very good team when we do it together, because I felt like I was lacking his insight a little bit when I was doing it. But I feel like I'm a witty, charming man, and people would still enjoy my episodes anyway. So there you go.
Rafe is the face and Curtis is the feel. The
story behind. Oh, I like it.
It all comes back
And I'm
to faces and feels.
And I'm the heel.
Yes.
Threatening to punch dogs.
Yeah. Well, I hope you've enjoyed your time on Okada's Shorts, Travis. It will be the last time, but we had a good one.
I was counting on it.
Knocking it out together. And it was fun just to run down and remember some of the fun times of G1, which there was plenty. It was killer, man.
Thanks for having me.
You are very welcome. Off the rails in the final second. Yeah, let's end this shit. I'm going to have to fucking edit
Travis,
is there... My involvement in this podcast has been pants.
Oh. Is there anywhere that people can find you on social media?
No. I don't exist. I'm a ghost.
Exactly. He's even deeper than VPN. He's just basically like
he's really scared. He's really scared online.
Curtis, tell the people where to find you on social media.
You find me at LDestructo83 on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on the Smart Foundation podcast that's coming out weekly, talking about classic wrestling and having a couple yucks. And you can find me on the Throw and Dice podcast, where I talk about all things tabletop wargaming and tabletop role-playing related, D&D, Warhammer, that sort of thing. Where can they find you, Rafe?
It's always at Faces Feels Cast on all social media. You can check out my interview series there. You can also check us both out and everything Okada Shorts at our link tree, linktr.ee/Okada Shorts, and that will give you links to everything Okada Shorts and to our other shows. Check the show notes for the link. You can also support the amazing Count Out Podcast Network and their new Patreon.
Can I say the thing?
Go on, say the thing.
If you find the naive stupidity of us giving away a free show business model to be oddly charming and would like to give us gifts of money, we ask that you please join the Count Out Podcast, Count Out Podcast Network. Stop looking at me like that. The Count Out Podcast Network Patreon, where for $3, $5, or $10 US dollars a month, you can get access to our extra wrestling content and non-wrestling content from the Countout podcasters here, the lovely Countout Podcast Network, including shows like Your Dose of Death, Independent Waters, Ring Post Radio, How to Talk to Your Friends About Pro Wrestling, and more. Not everyone has the money it takes to give us money.
Exactly.
So if you don't have the money it takes to give us money, you can help us out in free ways. How can they help us out in free ways, Rafe?
Rate and subscribe. Listen or die. Keep it right. Keep it tight. And most importantly, keep it what, boys?
Short.
This has been a Countout Podcast.
Hi guys, this is Lauren, your proud host of Your Dose of Death. Just give me a little quick tune in to make sure to listen to Your Dose of Death. Each and every single episode, I provide a different lens into the world of deathmatch, whether it be wrestlers, content creators, or anyone in between. Make sure to listen to me each and every single episode to get a different lens into the death. And please, make sure to listen to Your Dose of Death.